Chapter 1021, Blackfish 1. On the other side, Xiao Changtian sneezed again. F***ck, which bastard is talking about me? I wish him a full night of pulling. Xiao Changtian continued to walk forward after he finished cursing. At this moment, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame, who was having a heated discussion with the other demons, suddenly had a rumbling sound in her stomach. Not good. Why does my stomach suddenly hurt so much? Then, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame rushed to the toilet. What happened to Lord Mo Yen? The rest of the people looked at Sacred Lord Demonic Flame, who had suddenly run away in confusion. At that moment, Xiao Changtian walked to a huge river. It seems that we have to cross this river to reach the other side. Looking at such a rapid river, Xiao Changtian was a little embarrassed, although he was very experienced. However, this river looked like it could drown people. If he went down, he might be washed away. Roar! After Xiao Changtian stood by the river for a quarter of an hour, he suddenly heard a roar from behind. This is really a case of a leaky house meeting a rainy night. I haven't even thought about it properly, and a big tiger has come. Xiao Changtian was a little scared when he saw the big tiger suddenly appear behind him. Although he might be able to deal with this big tiger if he used all his strength. However, he was now in the mercenary group, so he could not let anything happen to him. Forget it. The chances of survival are not high if you jump down. The chances of being bitten to death here are also very high. Xiao Changtian jumped down before the tiger could react. Damn it. This continued. I haven't even eaten a mouthful of hot food. Seeing Xiao Changtian jump down, the big tiger turned around and left. Xiao Changtian, who had jumped down, immediately stood up. Damn it, you scared me to death. After all this time, the river water only reached his waist. Xiao Changtian, who jumped down, looked at the river under his feet helplessly. If he had known earlier, he would have come down earlier. He had wasted so much time. Crash, crash. Just as Xiao Changtian was walking forward, he suddenly felt a pain in his leg. A little fish actually dared to bite me. I couldn't deal with the big tiger just now, but now you're just a little dead fish. Then Xiao Changtian grabbed the black fish that was biting his calf and lifted it up. Bang! Xiao Changtian crushed the black fish without saying anything. This is simply too terrifying. On the riverbank, the tiger that had just left turned around and saw this scene. Fortunately, I ran away quickly just now. Otherwise, I would have ended up like that fish. When Tiger reacted, he ran to the other side without turning back. Stop! However, just as the tiger ran out, it was stopped by a voice. I told you to stop. Are you deaf? Before the big tiger could react, he saw Qilin standing in front of him in tight-fitting clothes. Sir, may I know your name? What did you call me for? Tiger looked at the person in front of him and was about to cry. He did not know why he was so unlucky today. He had just met such a terrifying human and had finally escaped. Now, such a terrifying adult had come. At a glance, this lord looked like a top-notch demonic beast that had transformed into a human. That was why he couldn't afford to offend them. Didn't you hear me calling you just now? You're dawdling. Qilin rolled his eyes at him. Sir, just now, it's me, it's not me. It's not because you're too powerful that I'm afraid and don't know what to do for a moment. The tiger trembled as he looked at the Qilin in front of him. He did not understand what this lord was trying to do. All right, stop explaining. Let me ask you a question. Who is the most powerful person on your mountain? Finally, Qilin waved his hand impatiently. The most powerful. Thinking of how the human had crushed the black fish with one palm, the tiger was scared witless. That dark fish was not an ordinary dark fish. If it was before, the white tiger could confidently say that the black fish was the most powerful creature on this mountain. Not to mention this mountain, even if it was connected to the several mountains in front, it could be said that Heiyu was the most powerful. Heiyu's strength had even reached the level of a Saint King. Most importantly, there was more than one Saint King level blackfish in the river. There were even more than a tiger could count. Therefore, before this, Tiger had always thought that the black fish was the most powerful creature in this area. He said, "Why are you so slow? Hurry up and say who it is." Qilin looked impatiently at the dazed tiger. This fellow, if he didn't want to make a move now, he would have slapped him long ago. Yes, it was the human who went into the river just now. The tiger was so scared that he quickly mentioned Xiao Changtian. Human. Damn it, he still dared to lie to me at this time. After saying that, Qilin wanted to slap the tiger's head. No. Which human is it? That human had just crushed the dark fish with a single palm. He was really the best in this place. Tiger was about to cry. He really wasn't lying this time. Don't think that I don't know that normally no one would enter your Lingyu mountain range, let alone become the most powerful person in this place. The Qilin had done a very thorough investigation back then, so he was like a fish in water in this Lingyu mountain range. But now, this guy actually said that the most powerful one was a human. He could not believe it no matter what. "Milord, if you don't believe me, I'll take you there." The tiger quickly said, "That person should still be in the river. I'll trust you for now." The Qilin snorted at him and followed him towards the river. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was dealing with those black fishes. After killing a fish, he wanted to walk to the other side of the shore. Who would have thought that after taking a few steps, a large group of black fish would actually walk over? It looked like he was here to avenge the black fish. However, even though there were so many black fish, Xiao Changtian still did not take it to heart. To Xiao Changtian, these fish were nothing more than a pile of harmless food. Therefore, Xiao Changtian used both his hands and feet to quickly deal with all these black fish. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1022, Hidden Red King, 1. Within the Lingyu mountain range. Not long after Xiao Changtian left, the tiger came with the Kirin. "Sir, that person was still here just now. Why is he gone now?" When the tiger saw that Xiao Changtian had disappeared, panic appeared on his face. "Are you kidding me?" Seeing that no one was there, Qilin was a little angry. This tiger was simply wasting his time. He did not expect to be played by a little tiger. Sir, don't do anything first. Don't do anything. Look over there." At this moment, Tiger hurriedly pointed at the other side of the river. Seeing that Qilin wanted to attack him, the tiger was even more afraid. Because on the other side of the river were the black fishes that Xiao Changtian had just killed. "Oh, I'll go take a look." Then, Qilin walked in front of the dead black fish. I didn't expect that human to actually have some ability. So many Saint Ruler black fishes died at his hands. In an instant, Qilin's face revealed a solemn expression. What is this human trying to do? Could it be that he wanted to snatch the position of the overlord of the Lingyu mountain range from me? Thinking of this possibility, Qilin's expression became even more serious. He did not expect that he would encounter such an opponent not long after he arrived. Looking at the other party's strength, it was definitely not bad. He would probably have to be careful. "Sir, look, I didn't lie to you, right? There really is an expert. Can I go now?" The tiger looked at the Qilin and said while trembling. He wondered if this lord would let him go back. "Since it's like this, he'll say it's like this, you'll go first." Qilin waved at the tiger impatiently. Next, he had to squat down on that human properly. He could not let anything be an eyesore beside him. After the tiger heard Qilin's words, it instantly ran away without a trace. Ooh! He was scared to death. He was scared to death. Fortunately, he was lucky today and did not die even after encountering two such powerful experts. The tiger ran far away and only recovered after resting for a long time. Hiss! At this moment, a human voice came from the front. No way, no way. It can't be that unlucky today, right? Could it be that he was going to meet another expert? The tiger felt some lingering fear as he felt those people approaching. No, I can't wait to die. I have to run. After saying that, before the group of people could react, once again, the tiger disappeared without a trace. Ha! Brotherly, I didn't expect us to be so powerful now. Tigers of that level would run away when they see us. What does that mean? It means that we already have that terrifying aura. He doesn't look like someone to be trifled with. This group of people was none other than those from the mercenary group. Haha, everyone, be humble, be humble. No matter how strong we are, we have to find the medicinal herbs first. The man in the lead laughed as he looked at the people beside him. The few mortals behind them smiled obsequiously. They finally managed to follow the main group, but at first, these cultivators didn't intend to let them follow. They had prayed for a long time in exchange for such an opportunity. Sigh, if only we could be as powerful as those people. That's right. However, that brother Xiao is really pitiful. He said that he had experience and didn't follow cultivators, but in the end, he died so miserably. That's right. Fortunately, we didn't follow him at that time. Otherwise, we would have been fed to the wild beasts long ago. At the mention of Xiao Changtian, some of these people felt pity, while others felt disdain. On the other side, Xiao Changtian finally arrived at a place with rich spiritual energy. This place has beautiful mountains and clear waters, and the soil is so fertile. Perhaps we can find 2 medicinal herbs here. Xiao Changtian then began to carefully explore the area. Swoosh, swoosh. At this moment, there was a sudden sound from the grass in front of them. It can't be another poisonous snake, right? Xiao Changtian didn't hesitate and carefully approached that place. Pa! However, just as Xiao Changtian was carefully trying to push the grass away, suddenly, a few small fruits were thrown at Xiao Changshan's face. D***MN, fortunately, I reacted quickly. Otherwise, I would have been disfigured by these little things. The consciousness came over, not right, after Xiao Changtian fierce looked like grass after. What seemed to be a small thing suddenly scuttled over. A sacred herb. He's become a spirit. By the time Xiao Changtian took a closer look, the little herb had already run far away. 1 million gold coins. I'm coming. Xiao Changtian could not be bothered anymore and ran excitedly towards the herb. That was a walking million. Foolish human, how dare you dream of capturing me? Ha! The herb turned around and saw Xiao Changtian running behind him. A cold smile appeared on his face. Hence, in an instant, the herb stopped in its tracks. 1 million. Let's see where you can run to. Xiao Changtian didn't expect that this small 1 million would stop by itself. Wasn't he clearly walking into a trap? Human, do you know who I am? The herb looked at Xiao Changtian with disdain. He was about to run, but when he turned around he saw that it was a mortal. A mortal like him had no idea that he had spent so much effort to escape. Of course I know. Looking at the herbs on the ground, Xiao Changtian smiled. You are a million. You have such a noble status, I can't damage you. Unexpectedly, the medicinal herb of this sacred grade was actually refined. No wonder it was worth so many gold coins. It didn't look like it was easy to catch. However, this wasn't a problem for Xiao Changtian, because this was a living $1 million. A million? Ha, you're still laughing. Hearing this, herbal medicine understood that the mortal in front of him was an ignorant mortal. He looked at himself, not surprised at all. He could only say that the person in front of him was very ignorant. Human. I'll let you experience the power of my hidden red king. Herbs of this level were no longer as simple as herbs. They might be like those cultivators, practicing cultivation techniques and launching attacks. And this hidden red king believed that just the pressure of this attack was enough to make this mortal kneel in fear. However, all of this was not as Song Hong King had expected. Xiao Changtian didn't react when Song Hong King unleashed his power. This mortal looks interesting. Then taste my real attack. Chapter 1023, Checking the Situation, 1, Boom. In an instant, Song Hong King mobilized all the energy in his surroundings. An energy that could destroy a mountain flew towards Xiao Changtian. He's about to die, but he doesn't know how to dodge. Looks like this human is a fool. He saw that his energy was about to attack Xiao Changtian, who was motionless. A vicious smile appeared on the face of the hidden Red King. However, everything that came next was beyond the expectations of the hidden Red King. because, just as its powerful attack was about to touch Xiao Changtian, it disappeared completely. It was as if nothing had happened. In Xiao Changshan's eyes, the herb in front of him was very strange. Why was he stunned on the spot after doing a strange action? Could it be that although this medicinal herb had already taken on a human form, it had no intelligence and was a retard? Impossible! How could my attack fail? Meanwhile, Song Hong King looked at Xiao Changtian in disbelief. How could a person like him withstand one of his attacks? No, try again. After saying that, the hidden Red King once again mobilized the surrounding spiritual energy. Boom! However, this attack was instantly dispersed by Xiao Changshan's step forward. No, I'm not. No way. Could it be that this human in front of him was a super big shot? Only now did the hidden Red King react. What kind of mortal was this man Qin? This was a King peerless expert. It was just that this peerless expert was pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. It's over, it's over. Since I've been targeted by such an expert, it looks like I have no way out. Then he could only close his eyes. 1 million, I finally got it now. Although Xiao Changtian didn't know what this little herb was doing, he still grabbed him. The small herb in Xiao Changshan's hand immediately felt an endless power coming from his hand. Fortunately, I didn't resist just now. Sensing this pressure, Song Hong King was struck by Xiao Changtian's hand and stopped moving. Now that I've got 1 million, I'll go find the next million. At this moment, all the messengers sent by the demon race to Xiao Changshan's residence had gathered outside Star Town. Saintess 3, Saintess 2, Saintess 1, use this invisibility potion later and go inside to check. At this moment, Saint 1 stood in front of them and said slowly, I'll take a look at the second Saint Xiao Changshan's residence. We'll meet you here later. Yes. Then, they immediately began to move. The 3 holy maidens who were invisible entered the glorious Star Tower without any surprise. Let's split up. There are too many floors here. Because they weren't sure where Xiao Changtian would be, they could save time by doing this. After a while, the holy maiden came to a door. There's a poisonous gas barrier on the door? Maybe they're inside. However, do you really think that a poisonous gas can stop us? The holy maiden casually took out a bottle of potion and a drop. In an instant, the poisonous gas barrier disappeared without a trace. Seeing this, the holy maiden did not hesitate. After opening the door, she flashed inside. Gulp, gulp. However, after entering, the holy maiden did not see anyone. A large pot was placed in the middle of the room, and it was still bubbling. Could it be that they are developing medicine to deal with us demons? The first saintess looked disdainful towards the pot. It was impossible for these people to develop a medicine to deal with the demons. It's really disgusting to see such a big pot of food. After the holy maiden finished speaking, before she could turn around and leave, a voice suddenly came from the side. It's over. It was over. It was over. It was going to burn. It's going to burn. This voice belonged to none other than Elder Poison, who was currently developing a new poison. Before the holy maiden could react, Old Poison had already poured a basin of things towards his head. The saintess, who didn't have time to react, fell into the big pot along with those things. Why do I feel like I don't feel right? However, Old Poison didn't care so much. He watched as everything was poured in and took out a long spoon to stir. The saintess who entered didn't even have time to shout. She only felt something blocking her throat. Before she could make a sound, her entire body began to be corroded by the liquid in the pot. In the next second, the holy maiden sacrificed herself heroically in this huge pot. However, Saintess 2 was not as reckless as Saintess 1. After entering the 3rd floor, Saint 2 carefully looked around. Pa! Just as the second saint was walking carefully, she suddenly heard a cracking sound coming from the house next to her. Could it be that these guys are doing some kind of experiment? The second saintess slowly walked to the door with curiosity. That was because the potion given by Saint 1 could not only make them invisible, but also hide their aura. Even the most powerful expert would not be able to detect their existence. Why is there no sound? Gotcha! At this moment, someone suddenly walked in and pushed open the door. The second saintess took advantage of this gap and flashed into the room. Big brother, you're finally here. In the room, third master was standing in front of the window happily. I heard that your strength has improved again. I didn't expect you to have such a great harvest in this place. Big brother, I didn't expect this either. Just by comprehending that plaque, I comprehended the power of the great Tao. Senior is indeed a senior. Third master flattered Xiao Changtian happily. Oh right, big brother, I asked you to come over this time because I want you to see the sword technique of our dark void sect that I have evolved. After comprehending the power of the great Tao, third master's sword technique had also risen by more than one level. Good. Then, third master began to dance with the saint grade sword in his hand. This scene made the second saintess, who was standing in the corner, tremble. What kind of power was this? It was simply too terrifying. The second saintess, who was so frightened that she did not dare to move, could only squat in the corner and watch this scene silently. That was because third master's sword technique was too terrifying. Just by standing under a roof, saintess too felt that her life was threatened. Big brother, watch my final strike, straight to the dragon. Bang! In the last move, third master's sword rushed towards the second saint in the corner without hesitation. Chapter 1024, Green and Red Grass, 1. Puff! The terrified second saintess didn't even have time to scream before she died under third master's sword. The third saintess was not as careful as the first two. The third saintess swaggered around the building like a patrolling security guard. At this moment, Saint 1 and Saint 2 were carefully groping their way to Xiao Changshan's courtyard. Be careful. I heard that there are many terrifying immortal beasts in their small courtyard. Immediately, two people carefully slipped in. However, they didn't find Xiao Changtian after walking around for a while. It seems that Lord Mo Yen was right. That Xiao Changtian is probably discussing countermeasures in his glorious star tower. Let's retreat first. The two of them looked at each other and quickly flew toward the place where they had agreed to meet with the saintesses. At this moment, the third saintess was staring at the two people in front of her. The two people in front of him were Master Wanshou and the leader of the Scorching Sun sect. Starry Sky sect master, didn't you just get to know Senior a little earlier than me? Is there a need to be so arrogant? The Scorching Sun sect's sect master almost felt jealous when he saw the sect master of the Starry Sky sect in front of him. Humph! Even if you met the senior before me, it's impossible for the senior to let a person like you have any great achievements. Taoist Wanshou glanced at him and said coldly, Tisk, isn't it just a divine emperor? If I follow Qian Bei, he'll become a divine emperor sooner or later. Haha, isn't it just a divine emperor? I said he'll let you see what the strength of a saint emperor is. Immediately after, a huge pressure erupted from Taoist Wanshou's body. Everyone present almost knelt on the ground because of this huge power. Bang! Suddenly, another huge impact rushed out in all directions. Saint 3, who was standing by the window, did not have time to react. He was sent flying out of the window by the huge impact. Although the third saintess was standing on the 18th floor this time, she reacted quickly when she rushed out of the window. However, before Saintess 3 could make her next move, the Glorious Star Tower's plaque suddenly emitted a ray of light, shooting fiercely towards the third saintess. Just like that, the third saintess was devoured by the light and turned into a ball of black gas. Then she was blown away by the wind. Saint 1 and Saint 2, who were waiting for the saintesses, were very anxious. Why haven't they come out after so many days? Could it be that they've all died inside? Saint 1 looked impatiently at Glorious Star Restaurant in the distance. The two of them had already been here for a few days, but they still did not see any saintesses. There was not even a single message. Sai, why don't we wait here for another 2 days? Second Sage was also extremely anxious. This was because before they left, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame had specially told them to come back together. If the two of them went back alone now, they would not be able to bear the blame of Lord Mo Yen. At this moment in the demon race, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame was also anxious. Senior brother is about to come back. Why are they still there? Why was it so difficult to investigate the situation? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame walked in the hall with a serious expression. Mo Yen, why are you so agitated? Wasn't it a good thing that they came back late? The demonic god Saintus comforted Sacred Lord Demonic Flame. A good thing? What good thing can there be? Mo Yen, think about it. They came back late because Xiao Changtan had many plans. It would be wrong if they came back early. The demonic god Saintus smiled at Sacred Lord Demonic Flame. Ha, that's right. Why didn't I think of that? Xiao Changtian must have been too scared, so he had prepared many plans. Haha, Xiao Changtian, let's see where you can run to this time. At that moment, Xiao Changtian, who was far away in the Lingyu mountain range, was holding the Tsang Hong King tightly in his hand. Tell me quickly, where are the other medicinal herbs? Originally, Xiao Changtian was prepared to keep the hidden Red King and look for other herbs. However, on second thought, since this little medicinal herb had become a spirit, it meant that he knew a lot. Lord, please don't kill me. Looking at Xiao Changshan's fierce look, the little herb shivered in fear. The green and red grass you mentioned is not far ahead. You can go and take a look first. I'm sorry, brother green red grass. This senior is too terrifying. I had no choice but to rat you out. Xiao Changtian nodded his head in satisfaction before continuing forward. The mercenary group came to the river where a pile of black fish had died. Brother Li, come and see. When the group of people walked to the river and saw the black fish on the shore, they were so scared that their eyes almost popped out. Holy F***ck, a Saint King level dark fish, just what is it that is so powerful? That's right. This is simply too terrifying. Hiss, how strong must he be to reach this level? Everyone looked at the pile of black fish in amazement. Looks like we underestimated that person's strength from the start. It seems that we can't provoke the people who came this time. The leader, Li, looked around and narrowed his eyes. It seems that we have to be extremely careful on our next journey. They had been here for such a long time, but they had yet to find even a single stalk of medicinal herb. Now I have encountered a cultivator who is an enemy or a friend. This task is very difficult. On the other side, Qilin was following Xiao Changshan's trail. I want to see just who dares to snatch this territory from me. No matter how powerful you are, I won't let you off easily. Qilin looked at the disappearing figure in the distance and smiled. However, looking at the disappearing figure in the distance, Qilin felt that it was a little familiar. Where have I seen it before? Have you really seen it somewhere before? Then Qilin shook his head. Forget it. Let's teach him a lesson first. Xiao Changtian quickly found the hiding place of the emerald red grass under the guidance of Tsang Hong King. It was in the small hole below. If it was fine, it would stay in that small hole and not come out. Hidden Red King said as he looked at the fist-sized hole in the ground. All right, your mission is complete. Then he threw Tsang Hong King into his own space. However, this hole is so small. How can I take out the green and red grass inside? Of course, the green and red grass inside could sense that there was someone standing in front of its door. Chapter 1025. Another million one. Haha, human, I want to see who you are. Right at this moment, Qilin stood not far behind Xiao Changtian, intending to see Xiao Changshan's face. There's someone behind us. Of course, Xiao Changtian heard that someone was talking, so he immediately turned around to look behind him. With this look, Qilin, who was originally prepared to make a move, was completely stunned on the spot. What? This wasn't it. Isn't this Master? This gave Qilin a huge fright. Fortunately, I haven't made a move yet. Otherwise, I would be in trouble. How could the Qilin know that the human that he had been searching for was actually his master? However, why is Master here? Was it to observe my actions? He must be here to see how the effects were. Otherwise, the owner would not have come here. It seemed that I had to perform well next. After Qilin understood, he quickly slipped away. Since his master didn't look for him immediately after coming here, It meant that his master wanted to observe him secretly. When Xiao Changtian turned around, he didn't see anyone. Hiss, could it be that I'm getting old and hearing things? Xiao Changtian shook his head and turned around to look at the small hole in front of him. It seems that if I want to get the red-green grass, I can only do it myself. After that, Xiao Changtian slowly lay on the ground. Hee, a puny human dares to attack me? Do you really think I'm a weed on the roadside? Of course, the green grass in the cave also felt Xiao Changshan's movements outside. Then, a cold smile appeared on his face. Little ant, when that human reaches his hand in, bite it off. Green-red grass said to the black shadow beside him. Understood. This small ant was actually a huge ant, and could be considered the guardian beast of the green-red grass. Although little ant looked very small in the cave, it was actually the size of a football. Moreover, his strength had already reached the level of a Saint King. It was definitely enough to deal with such a small human. Even if it bit off the human's head, it would be nothing for little ant. At this moment, Xiao Changtian suddenly heard the Red King's shout. What's wrong? Why are you shouting? Sir, be careful. Although this hole is small, there is something protecting the green and red grass inside. You have to be careful of your hands. The reason why the hidden Red King was shouting so loudly at this moment was because he was stunned in Xiao Changtian's space. Not only were there all kinds of sacred bones, but there were also all kinds of dried meat, wet meat, and cured meat. Originally, the hidden Red King did not care about those things. However, it took a closer look. Oh my God! It was all Saint Ruler meat and even Saint Emperor meat. Therefore, the strength of the person who captured him was much more terrifying than he had imagined. This was an existence that no one in the Lingyu mountain range could afford to offend. In his eyes, Xiao Changtian was as terrifying as a god. After he understood this point, Hidden Red King shouted like a lackey. Although the guardian beast of the green and red grass was not a threat to Xiao Changtian at all. However, his kind reminder might change Xiao Changshan's impression of him. No wonder Xiao Changtian didn't react at all when he saw what he did just now. It turned out that she did not put him in her eyes at all. Alright, got it. Xiao Changtian took it out and threw it back in. Hiss, then should I use my left hand or my right hand? However, Xiao Changtian, who was about to extend his hand, hesitated. There's something inside that wants to sting me. If my right hand is stung, I won't be able to wipe my butt. If my left hand is stung, I won't be able to dig my nose. I am so conflicted. Xiao Changtian looked at his hands helplessly. Forget it. Since both my hands can't be stung, I'll use my feet. In any case, his feet were as agile as his hands. Because Xiao Changtian was prepared to stomp that thing to death before grabbing the green and red grass. Coming, little ant, get ready. Then, before the two of them could react, they smelled an extremely unpleasant smell. F***ck. That human actually dared to come in wearing shoes that had dog poop on them. Little ant was about to make a move, but when he smelled the smell of dog poop, he almost fainted. Damn it. He actually plotted against her. Little ant held his breath. F***ck his mother. This unpleasant smell was like poisonous gas, constantly drilling into their nostrils. Let's go all out. Then the ant bit Xiao Changshan's soul. Ugh. Brother Redgrass, I'm sorry. I'm going to faint first. Who would have thought that little ant wanted to bite Xiao Changshan's ankle? However, at that critical moment, Xiao Changtian turned his foot and little ant bit the dog poop on the sole of his shoe. Little ant really couldn't accept this. Little ant. Little ant. Despicable human, how dare you use such a vicious move on us? The green-red grass did not expect that little ant would be defeated by that person just like that. I feel that he should be pitiful enough to be caught. Xiao Changtian reached his hand into the cave. He had clearly felt something biting his foot just now. Damned human, do you really think I'm a sick cat if the tiger doesn't show its might? Seeing Xiao Changtian so brazenly reaching his hand in, the green-red grass was instantly enraged. Immediately, the entire body of the green-red grass turned red. The pressure instantly filled the entire cave. Why is it so hot all of a sudden? We have to act quickly. Immediately, Xiao Changtian grabbed the green and red grass. How was this possible? How did he catch me so quickly? One had to know that his power could make everything that came into contact with him feel as if they had been scalded by boiling water. However, the hand in front of him was actually fine. What happened? That's impossible, right? However, before the green and red grass could react, Xiao Changtian grabbed him. Another 1,000,000. Looking at the red grass, Xiao Changtian was overjoyed. Then he threw it into his space. How? What was going on? What was going on? Hidden Red King, why are you here? The green and red grass did not even have time to react before it was thrown here. Calm down, calm down. We can only accept our fate if we are captured by such a powerful expert. Hidden Red King looked at it with a deep expression. As expected by the Crimson King, the green-red grass was caught. Chapter 1026, Teaching the Little Wolves a Lesson 1. In the Lingyu mountain range, the group of mercenaries had encountered a huge problem. At this moment, a huge ridge cloud wolf was standing in front of everyone. Because the Lingyu mountain range contained an extremely rich amount of spiritual energy, many of the wild beasts here had already reached the level of Saint Kings. Therefore, the mountain cloud wolf in front of everyone was no exception. Brotherly, what should we do now? Should we surround him? These people weren't actually afraid of this mountain cloud wolf in front of them. As long as they worked together, they could still deal with this wolf. Let's work together. He gave this ungrateful ridge cloud wolf a vicious blow. After saying that, these people directly attacked. The ridge cloud wolf was not willing to be outdone. However, very soon, the ridge cloud wolves were at a disadvantage. In addition, these mercenary groups had taken out their artifacts. Not long after, this ridge cloud wolf died tragically in their hands. Brotherly, I feel like we can do whatever we want in the Lingyu mountain range now. That's right. As long as we take action, what can't we deal with? These people were very excited after killing the ridge cloud wolf. However, before they could celebrate for long, they heard a rumbling sound in the distance. What's going on? Could it be that he wanted something terrifying? The few mortals hiding behind these people looked around in horror. Aya, why are you panicking? With us here, those things are nothing to us. That's right. Why don't you take a look at our strength? Even if some terrifying things come, we can still deal with them. Aya, what are you two talking about with these mortals? What do they know? After hearing these people's words, disdain appeared on the faces of those cultivators. However, in the next second, their expressions suddenly changed drastically. Because the rumbling sound was getting closer and closer. Immediately after, they saw sharp eyes around them. Bow. We are surrounded by the mountain cloud wolves. When they saw it clearly, these people were all so scared that their faces turned pale. If it was just a ridge cloud wolf, they could still deal with it if they joined forces. But now, they were surrounded by so many mountain cloud wolves. Moreover, every single mountain cloud wolf was stronger than Glory Sect. Looking around, there were at least 50 of them. *CK. What should we do? Brotherly C, what should we do now? This scene made everyone present turn pale with fright. You asked me. How would I know what to do? The leader was completely panicking now. This was no joke. These were more than 50 ridge cloud wolves. Help! I don't want to die here. Help! Help! The few mortals behind them were even more terrified. He did not expect that even if he followed these cultivators, he would still end up like this. Don't be afraid, I'll take care of these things. At this moment, a voice sounded in everyone's ears. Who is it? Who's talking? After hearing the voice, everyone was shocked again. Because they only heard this, they didn't see anyone beside them. Just as everyone was panicking, suddenly, a red voice gradually descended from the sky. I'm here. You people don't need to be afraid. The voice belonged to none other than Qilin, who had descended from the sky in his Wangzai suit. What are you? Looking at the Qilin in front of them, everyone retreated in surprise. Don't worry, I'm here to save you. After Qilin landed on the ground, he tidied up his clothes and wiped his shoes. He smiled at everyone present. You, brotherly, this person seems to be here to cause trouble. That's right. He didn't look like a good person yesterday. Because Qilin had transformed into a human, everyone could not see his strength at all. What kind of judgment do you people have? I'm here to save you, but you don't believe me. Looking at these people's disdainful gazes, Qilin could not help but doubt his own charm. Could it be that my clothes can't take them down? No, brother, look around first. Those are all ridge cloud wolves. This was because he did not know if the other party was a friend or a foe, nor could he see the other party's strength. Therefore, the leader did not dare to openly confront the person in front of him. It's just a few small wolves. Aren't you guys too timid? Of course, Qilin knew that the surrounding people were all mountain cloud wolves. He did not know if his master would be watching him from somewhere, so he had to perform well. If not for this reason, even if he saw these people being surrounded, he would not have come to save them. Little wolf? Ha, brotherly, this person is simply too arrogant. That's right. Looking at him like this, he'll definitely be bitten by these wolves later. After Qilin finished speaking, these people sighed again. However, just as they finished speaking, a ridge cloud wolf rushed towards them. Not good. However, Qilin, who was standing on the spot, did not move. Little wolves are disobedient. Let's see how Big Brother will teach you a lesson. Qilin turned around and slapped the charging mountain cloud wolf. Bang! In an instant, the mountain cloud wolf that was hit flew back dozens of meters and smashed a huge pit. Everyone's jaws dropped in shock. However, this was not the end. When the surrounding ridge cloud wolves saw this scene, they all charged towards the Qilin. Bang! 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 Immediately after, the Qilin did not hold back at all, lashing out at these mountain cloud wolves. In a short while, half of the mountain cloud wolves had been whipped into pieces by the Qilin. This scene made everyone present speechless. The mountain cloud wolves also recognized the terror of the Qilin. These mountain cloud wolves slowly retreated. In a short while, the remaining half of the mountain cloud wolves had fled without a trace. Are we dreaming? Is this really true? No way, this is simply too terrifying. After a long while, the people present finally reacted. Hey, I said it was just some small wolves. Why are you guys so excited? After Qilin finished dealing with the wolves, he tidied up his clothes again. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1027. Why didn't you take it out earlier? 1. How dare you? May I ask your name? Why did he save us? The man in the lead instantly reacted. The person in front of him was such a powerful expert. If he did not curry favor now, when would he do so? Don't worry about who I am. I just want to show my master my strength. However, Qilin shook his head at them. Master? You're already so powerful, but you still have a master. Qilin's words shocked everyone present. If he was so powerful alone, would his master be invincible? That's right. My master is the most powerful person in this world. Qilin smiled and did not pay much attention to these people. He turned around and prepared to go to the next mountain. Senior, can you let us follow you? Seeing that Qilin was about to leave, everyone present loudly urged him to stay. With such a powerful expert, would they still worry about dying in the Lingyu mountain range? Don't follow me. I'm very busy and have no time for you people. However, Qilin said disdainfully to them. Letting them to follow him was simply bringing along a large group of burdens. Don't. Senior, please wait a moment. The man in the lead quickly ran to Qilin. Senior, this is a gift for you. If you don't mind, please accept it. Then, everyone saw the man in the lead take out many artifacts from his interspatial ring. Among them, there was no lack of high-grade artifacts that made people envious. If you were in my master's house, I would throw all your trash like trash. Qilin was disdainful of the things the leader took out. Weren't they just some artifacts? Master had many small courtyards, and each one was better than the one he took out. Rubbish. He was really too terrifying. When the people present heard his words, they sucked in a cold breath again. Those things were what they dreamed of. No matter how many gold coins they spent, they might not be able to buy them. In the mouth of the person in front of him, they had actually become a pile of scrap metal. Don't leave yet. The man in the lead shouted again when he saw that Qilin was about to leave without even looking at these things. Look, this is all I have. Why don't you pick one and accept it? The man gritted his teeth and poured out all the saint-grade cultivation techniques he had collected from his interspatial ring. Qilin, who was about to leave impatiently, glanced at him. He saw the gold coins mixed in with the pile of artifacts. Why didn't you say so earlier? When Qilin saw dollar, his eyes lit up. Ever since he started working with Pai Xiu, he understood the importance of gold coins. He had been out for a long time, but he did not have a single gold coin on him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have chosen this place. Phew. Seeing Qilin relent after seeing his own sacred technique, the man in the lead finally breathed a sigh of relief. Although that saint-grade cultivation technique was very precious to him. However, he could also tell that at this time, if there was this expert who could protect them, then, after obtaining the medicinal herbs, what he would obtain would be much better than this saint-grade cultivation technique. Alright, I'll take the things first. I'll follow you wherever you go. Qilin quickly picked up the gold coins and nodded at him with satisfaction. However, looking at Qilin's actions, everyone present was confused. Why didn't he take the saint-grade cultivation method, but the most worthless gold coin? What's wrong? Are you going to go back on your word? Let me tell you, I will take these gold coins, but I will not give them to you. Looking at their expressions, Qilin thought that he was going to take back his gold coins. No, I'm not. No, I'm just surprised. Expert, your scale is really too big. That person immediately reacted and said to him in admiration. To be able to give up a saint-grade cultivation technique, it could only mean that this person in front of him was an expert. Alright, cut the crap and leave quickly. Demon race, in the main hall. Quickly set it up. Senior brother will come today. There can't be a single mistake here. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame instructed the servants to decorate the demon race's main hall. Demon God, why haven't those people returned? It had been so long since they had found him, and his senior brother was about to come. What was going on? Mo Yen, don't be anxious. I'll send someone to take a look. At this moment, in the glorious Star Tower, Saint 1 and Saint 2, who were originally enemies with these people, were currently chatting and laughing in the glorious Star restaurant. Not long ago, in order to find a few saintesses, the two of them disguised themselves as ordinary people and came here. Who knew that the saintess could not be found, but her cultivation had soared because she had eaten the dishes of the glorious Star restaurant. This made the two of them, who had not broken through for a long time, extremely happy. Hence, the two of them decided to stay in glorious Star restaurant for the time being. The beautiful name was to first raise his cultivation and then properly search for a few saintesses. Hiss, Saint 1, do you think Lord Demonic Flame will send someone to look for us? Sitting in the hall, Second Sage felt a little uneasy. Aya, we're doing serious business here. Even if Lord Mo Yen sent someone over, what's wrong with us doing official business? Saint 1 glanced at Saint 2 before turning back to look at Snake Girl, who was performing on stage. Dear guests, do you want some more tea? At this moment, a voluptuous and beautiful snake girl walked over, swaying her slender waist. Hee. The second sage, who had been a little worried, threw his worries aside when he saw the snake girl in front of him. Who cared if it was a demonic flame or not? They were here to do business. The people sent by the demon god Saintess soon arrived. The glorious Star restaurant is in front. We'll go in together after disguising ourselves. Looking at the incomparably prosperous glorious Star restaurant in front of them, the few saintesses who had come all had serious expressions. Remember, when we get inside, you must not attack. Because this glorious Star Tower was Xiao Changshan's base, it was said that there were many experts inside. If they acted rashly, they might be discovered. Yes, sir. After the remaining two nodded, the three of them slowly walked in. However, as soon as they entered the hall of the glorious Star restaurant, they immediately saw Saint 1 and Saint 2 who were having fun with the snake girls. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1028. Didn't he die a long time ago? Damn Saint 1 and Saint 2. He was actually still playing with those women at this time. Moreover, they were in the enemy's territory. If Lord Mo Yen knew, he would definitely skin the two of them. That's right. He did not expect the two of them to be such people. When they saw this scene, the few holy maidens who came all gritted their teeth in hatred. Could it be that Saint 1 and Saint 2 have betrayed us? But that shouldn't be the case. Looking at the two people in the distance, the holy maiden asked rationally. After all, Saint 1 and Saint 2, the two most powerful subordinates of Lord Mo Yen, would not easily betray him. If they rashly made a conclusion like this, when Saint 1 and Saint 2 really returned, they would definitely not have it easy. Why don't we sit down and observe first? All right. Then, they quickly found a corner and sat down. Hiss, hurry up and try this dish. Why do I feel that there's something wrong with this dish? In order not to arouse the suspicion of others, the few of them even specially ordered a few dishes. What's wrong? You must be too nervous. After the saintess finished speaking, she picked up a mouthful of food and stuffed it into her mouth. However, as soon as he stuffed it into his mouth, his expression changed drastically. I broke through. I actually broke through after eating this dish. This is unbelievable. The saintess looked at the people around her in shock. What is it? How was this possible? How could he break through after eating this dish? The remaining saintesses all had looks of disbelief. However, after they tasted it, they were completely convinced. How could this be? The skill of this dish was actually so strong. That's right, this is simply unbelievable. It's hard to imagine that I haven't broken through after cultivating for so long. Today, I broke through because of a dish. The saintesses present were so shocked by the dish that they could not come back to their senses for a long time. Even though the person in charge of the Starry Sky Tower wasn't Xiao Changtian, but Uncle Limitless. However, Uncle Wujiang had received personal guidance from Xiao Changtian. Although the dishes he cooked were not as powerful as Xiao Changshan's. However, it was still possible for them to break through. It seems that we have misunderstood the first and second saint this time. I was wondering why they were sitting here so peacefully. So that's why. Fortunately, we didn't act rashly just now. Otherwise, we would have been finished. After the saintesses reacted, they all heaved a sigh of relief. Since Saint 1 and Saint 2 weren't in a hurry to go back, they might as well increase their cultivation here. After all, their strength had increased. It was also a good thing for the demons. Meanwhile, in the Lingyu Mountains, Xiao Changtian looked at the 3 herbs in the space with satisfaction. Looks like we're still missing the last one. After finding the last one, we'll be done. In the past 2 days, with the help of Tsang Hong King, Xiao Changtian quickly found the 3rd herb. The last remaining stalk was not in their area. Therefore, Xiao Changtian was following Tsang Hong King's directions and headed in the next direction. On the other side, the mercenaries were gloomy. We've been here for so long, but we haven't found a single herb. This doesn't seem right at all. One had to know that they had made ample preparations before coming here. Which herb's approximate location? They had already marked it clearly on the map. However, they had been searching for this place for so many days, but they had not found a single one. Aya, it's not that I want to say that you guys shouldn't waste your time here, but the herbs you're looking for, this place doesn't have a single one. Kylan looked at these people and shook his head helplessly. What is it? There was no one left in this place? Could it be that someone else had already taken over? After hearing Qilin's words, everyone's faces darkened. He did not expect that the place he had found with great difficulty would be robbed. Since this place doesn't have it, then we can only go to the next immortal treasure herb. Previously, they had been very clear that there were a total of 3 saint treasure herbs in this place. In the end, those 3 saint treasure herbs had already been dug up by others. As for the last one, he definitely couldn't let anyone else succeed. Then these people walked into the distance in a mighty manner. Not long after, these people arrived at a very muddy place. How annoying. My handsome shoes are stained with mud. After sitting down, Qilin looked at the mud marks on his shoes, and his expression instantly became extremely gloomy. You guys go first. I'll go brush my shoes and catch up with you. After saying that, Qilin walked towards the river not far away. In that case, let's go first. Although those people were a little speechless, they did not dare to say anything. Then these people walked into the dense forest in front of them. However, not long after they walked, they encountered a familiar figure. Hey, look, isn't that the dead Brother Xiao? How is that possible? Wasn't Brother Xiao already swallowed by the python? How could he appear here? That's right, he's long dead. Don't scare us here. After hearing that person's words, everyone's faces were filled with vigilance. Brotherly, look at who that person in front of us is. Why do I look like the mortals who followed us back then? Because Xiao Changshan's back was facing them, they couldn't see who was in front of them. How can a mortal walk to such a deep place in the Lingyu mountain range without the protection of others? The man in the lead narrowed his eyes and looked at Xiao Changtian in the distance. However, right at this moment, he suddenly saw the scarlet-red king in Xiao Changshan's hand. Let's hurry over, the herb is in his hands. The man who reacted said loudly to the people behind him. Immediately, these people surrounded Xiao Changtian. Xiao Changtian was focused on the cave in front of him and did not notice the people around him. Brother Xiao. Really, it really is Brother Xiao. Isn't this a haunted place? When those mortals saw Xiao Changtian, they all screamed in surprise. This movement completely startled Xiao Changtian, who was concentrating. Yo, I didn't expect you all to come. Xiao Changtian wasn't surprised and even greeted them with a smile. You are the mortal who came with us. Seeing that it was really Xiao Changtian, the leader's face changed. Yes, that's right. I came with you guys back then. Xiao Changtian nodded. Chapter 1029, Escort 1. You have the hidden Red King in your hands. That person didn't expect Xiao Changtian to admit it so quickly. Yeah, why? Xiao Changtian was wary of these people. Could it be that these people wanted to snatch the medicinal herb in his hand? I advise you to hand over that medicinal herb. As expected, the next second, the person said threateningly. What if I don't? Xiao Changtian sneered, not putting these people in his eyes. If you don't hand it over, then we won't be polite to you if you farm monsters. In their eyes, Xiao Changtian was just lucky to get the herbs. He was a mortal without any strength. He was not worthy of that medicinal herb at all. Brother Xiao, listen to my advice. Hurry up and hand over that medicinal herb. That's right. Brother Xiao, you're just a mortal. They're all cultivators. That's right, Brother Xiao. If you don't hand it over, you'll be the one suffering. Looking at Xiao Changtian, a few mortals standing behind these people tried to persuade him. Although they were also very surprised that Xiao Changtian was not dead. However, Xiao Changtian would definitely not be able to withstand the threat of these cultivators. You don't have to worry about this. Even if I didn't follow them, wouldn't I still be alive and well? Xiao Changtian didn't want to bother with these people. Xiao Changtian asked the system to examine the cultivators in front of him. These cultivators were just bluffing. In fact, they did not have any strength at all. You brat. He was just a mortal, yet he was so bold. Brotherly, why don't we go up and snatch it? Seeing Xiao Changshan's disdainful look, the man standing next to the leader was enraged. A mortal dared to be so disrespectful to cultivators. Since he is so arrogant, you guys go and catch him. The man in the lead did not believe that a mortal could stir up any big waves. You damn things. Stuff. However, before they could catch Xiao Changtian, Qilin's voice sounded behind them. Sir, why are you so fast? However, we are here to capture this traitor of our mercenary group. The man in the lead was shocked by the voice. Then, she turned around and said respectfully to him, Traitor! You guys are really big. You even dare to capture my people. Xiao Changtian, who was standing in the distance, was dumbfounded. Who was this spirited young man in a Wangzai suit? She even said that she was his man, but she didn't know him at all. Could it be that he had also transmigrated? You can tell that in 1-2? Could it be that he had met someone from his hometown? Just as Xiao Changtian was puzzled, the other members of the mercenary group gasped. They had never thought that Xiao Changtian, a mere mortal, would actually be able to get close to such an expert. Looking at these people, Qilin became even angrier. These people were so blind that they targeted his master. He simply deserved to die. Lord, please calm down. We really didn't expect him to be your man. Sir, if we knew about this, we definitely wouldn't treat him like this. I beg you, sir, please spare us this time. However, these people reacted very quickly. That was because the Qilin in front of them was too powerful. They did not have the strength to refute him at all. Tisk. Qilin rolled his eyes at them and walked to Xiao Changshan's side. He. Looking at Xiao Changtian, Qilin could only smile foolishly. I wonder if Master will take a look at my performance just now? However, Xiao Changtian was speechless when he saw this. Why did he finally meet a fellow villager who looked like a retard? What's your name? Xiao Changtian looked at Qilin and asked helplessly. However, when he heard this, Qilin frowned. What did Master mean by this? Could it be that he didn't recognize me? That's impossible. How could Master not recognize me? Could it be that Master wants to play with those people in front of him, so he wants me to not cause trouble? Understood. Before Xiao Changtian could react, the Qilin was like a red bolt of lightning, instantly disappearing without a trace. What? This made him completely speechless. So that person was really a retard. Where did he steal those clothes from? Forget it. I don't care about this anymore. He should go back and redeem his rewards first. At this moment, Xiao Changtian had gathered all 4 herbs. Brotherly, what should we do now? Seeing Qilin run away without hesitation, the mercenaries were once again stunned. He did not expect that this kid was actually related to that expert. That meant that they couldn't touch him now. Don't make a move for now. He has the protection of that expert in the Lingyu mountain range, but if he goes out, it might not be the case. However, before that, we have to make him lower his guard against us. Then, the leader nodded to the person beside him. Oh, little brother, we misunderstood you just now. You must have worked hard. That's right. It was our bad attitude just now. Please don't take it to heart. Xiao Changtian ignored the change in attitude of these people, because he had already seen through what these people were thinking. Wasn't it because of that person just now? Little brother, I wonder if you've collected all these herbs? The man in the lead smiled and walked to Xiao Changshan's side. Yes. Xiao Changtian nodded at him indifferently and walked back. Then you're really amazing. We haven't found a single one until now, but you've actually collected all of them. Don't worry. We will definitely escort you on your way back. The man in the lead knew that this mortal must have received help from the expert just now. In other words, they had been completely fooled by that expert. However, they did not know if that expert had gone far. Therefore, he could only act temporarily. Xiao Changtian ignored their enthusiasm. After all, no one was more important than his millions of gold coins. Because Xiao Changshan's strength was invincible, no demonic beasts came to seek death on the way back. And this point verified the thoughts of the other members of the mercenary group. That expert must be protecting Xiao Changtian in the dark. Chapter 1030, Gold Coin, Here I Come, 1. Look, they're all out now. Little brother, you can go in exchange for something first. They finally walked out of the Lingyu mountain range. The man in the lead looked at Xiao Changtian and smiled. Alright, thank you. Xiao Changtian thought that they would do something, but they didn't do anything. The others looked at Xiao Changshan's back and sneered. Quickly go around and see if that expert has left. This was because they had planned to leave the Lingyu mountain range and that expert did not follow them to the Jade Nether Kingdom. Then, they would be prepared to attack Xiao Changtian in the Jade Nether Kingdom. In a short while, these people had all finished searching. Brotherly, I saw that there's no one around. Yeah, that's right. I'm afraid that's the case. He's probably returned to the Lingyu mountain range. After hearing their answers, the leader smiled and nodded. Since that's the case, we'll follow the plan and make our move in the Jade Nether Kingdom. At this moment, Forefather Mingyao, Forefather Shinyu, and Forefather Yao Lin had just returned from Starry Town. The two of them were the first to go, but they did not see any Saint Emperors. In the end, even old Master Mingyao came. However, the sect master of the Starry Sky sect was not willing to receive them at all. After waiting there for so long, they could not wait any longer. He could only return dejectedly. Hey, Forefather Divine Feather, how is the sect master of the Divine Feather sect that you revived? Who knows? If it wasn't for the Divine Feather sect's sect master's kindness towards me, I wouldn't be so idle as to revive him. However, I heard that everything seems to be prepared, so I'll go take a look first. With that said, he headed in the direction of the mercenary group. Sigh, let's go home. This operation had been a complete failure, and they were not in the mood for it. At this moment, Xiao Changtian was happily walking to the entrance of the mercenary group's exchange room. Ha! 4 million gold coins. I'm coming. Xiao Changtian happily walked in. Stop, what are you doing here? At this moment, the people in the room surrounded Xiao Changtian. I was sent by the mercenary group to the Lingyu mountain range last time. I found the medicinal herbs and came to exchange for them. Xiao Changtian looked at these people and felt strange. Why did it feel like these people wanted to deal with him? You were sent last time? Hee, we didn't know when we sent a mortal. However, these people didn't show any mercy to Xiao Changtian. Because just now, they were bribed by the leader, so they couldn't let Xiao Changtian exchange here. No, this is my number tag. Take a look for yourself. I even signed a contract. Xiao Changtian looked at these people and instantly understood. These people just didn't want him to exchange for it. Hee, a contract? Our contract was changed a few days ago. Your contract is no longer valid. Also, we changed your brand the day before yesterday, so it's also invalid. These people looked at Xiao Changtian with a mocking expression. This mortal actually dared to go against the cultivators. He was simply asking for trouble, because the task that the leader gave them was to make Xiao Changtian hand over the herbs. Therefore, these people didn't plan to let Xiao Changtian go. Hey, you people are simply too arrogant. Xiao Changtian didn't expect these people to be so confident. How about this, if you can hand over those herbs now, we can give you 200,000 gold coins. After all, 200,000 gold coins was enough for ordinary mortals to spend their entire lives. 200,000? Are you sending off beggars? The original 4 million yuan had suddenly become 200,000 yuan. Who could accept this? If you don't want to hand it over, then don't blame us for being merciless. In any case, the person in front of him was just a mortal. Even if they killed him, no one would come to settle the score. What are you all doing here? At this moment, Patriarch Divine Feather's voice rang out from the door. As this mercenary group was under the Divine Feather sect, everyone present knew who Patriarch Divine Feather was. Forefather Shinyu. Why you here? Please come in, please come in. All of them looked at Forefather Divine Feather with fawning expressions. What's going on? Also, didn't you say that you found everything? Where is it? As Patriarch Divine Feather was extremely frustrated, he didn't want to say anything to these people. Moreover, from the beginning to the end, the forefather of Divine Feather had never seen Xiao Changtian. Therefore, they didn't know that Xiao Changtian was the so-called terrifying senior. Ancestor, you don't know, but this mortal got the thing and is actually unwilling to give it to us. We tried our best to persuade him, but he just wasn't willing. That's right, Ancestor. This person is actually not satisfied with the price we offered. Why didn't you take it out? Seeing that their ancestor had arrived, these people all started talking at once. Hearing these people's words, Xiao Changshan's eyes widened. How could these people lie so blatantly? There's actually such a thing. After listening to Xiao Changshan's words, Patriarch Divine Feather looked at him impatiently. Brat, I am the ancestor of the Divine Feather sect. I advise you to be sensible. Otherwise Patriarch Divine Feather, I know your sect. God loyal. When Xiao Changtian heard about the Divine Feather sect, he suddenly thought of Xinzhong. However, your subordinates are all slandering me. I'm afraid it's not appropriate for you to slander me like this without understanding the situation. Haha, you know Xinzhong? However, Patriarch Divine Feather merely smiled at him in disdain. He knew very well that after Xinzhong left the Divine Feather sect, his strength had become extremely strong. And this mortal in front of him actually said that he knew Xinzhong. This was simply laughable. I advise you not to look for trouble. If you don't hand it over, then don't blame me for bullying you. Looking at Xiao Changshan's unyielding expression, the forefather's face grew even more disdainful. Bah! You old fart, even if I throw away those herbs today, I won't give them to you. Xiao Changtian was enraged. He did not expect that after working so hard for so many days, it would all be for nothing in the end. Who could bear this? You overestimate yourself. As soon as Patriarch Divine Feather finished speaking, he sent a palm strike towards Xiao Changtian. Since this kid was so tactless, then the only thing left for him was death. However, just as Divine Feather's hand was about to touch Xiao Changtian grabbed it. Chapter 1031. What's the situation with Chapter 1035? Jade Nether Kingdom, within the mercenary group. The forefather of Divine Feather was not too surprised when Xiao Changtian grabbed his hand. He only narrowed his eyes at Xiao Changtian. He knew that if this mortal in front of him was really a mortal, he probably wouldn't dare to make such a fuss here. Therefore, he did not use much spiritual energy to extend this palm. However, just as he retracted his hand, the jade pendant on his waist suddenly trembled violently. When he sensed it, his expression changed abruptly. This was because this jade pendant was a messenger jade pendant. It would only make such a sound when it was the most urgent. This commotion meant that the Jade Nether Kingdom's king had something very urgent to discuss, and he wanted them to gather. I heard a while ago that a terrifying demon was coming. Could it be because of this? At this moment, the forefather didn't care about Xiao Changtian anymore. This was because the matters of the demons were much more important than his. Humph. You're lucky today. I have something very important to do. I'll let you off today. Your mercenary group is temporarily closed. I'm afraid something big is going to happen next. After Patriarch Divine Feather finished speaking, he instantly disappeared. Not too far away, the people who watched as Forefather Divine Feather left had grim expressions on their faces. Brotherly, I'm afraid we've made a wasted trip this time. Our sect master wants us to return to the sect as soon as possible. Something big seems to have happened. That's right, brotherly. Our sect master also asked us to return as soon as possible. The leader's face darkened even more when he heard that. At this moment, the man's jade cylinder suddenly emitted light. Damn it! I actually made a wasted trip this time. In the end, all of them dispersed. The one who was the most angry was not them, but Xiao Changtian. He did not expect that after spending so much effort, it would end up like this. Motherf asterisk cur. I can't take it anymore. Seeing that these people were about to leave, Xiao Changga grabbed the person who started the trouble. Listen up. If you don't take out 4 million, don't even think about leaving. Xiao Changga grabbed the man's collar angrily. That person did not expect Xiao Changga to go crazy at this time. Aren't you a mortal? Why is he so strong? However, in the next second, that person was so frightened by Xiao Changtian that he was trembling. He could clearly feel that Xiao Changshan's terrifying strength was not a mortal at all. He was probably an extremely powerful expert. Xiao Changshan's terrifying pressure made the surrounding people's legs go soft. Xiao Changtian had used the system to check that these people did not have any strength at all. They were definitely just using their power to bully others. That was why Xiao Changtian dared to act like this in front of them. You'd better cut the crap. Hurry up and bring over 4 million gold coins. Otherwise, none of you will leave this place alive today. Facing Xiao Changshan's threat, that person quickly compromised. All right, give it to him immediately. Give it to me immediately. Xiao Lu, go get the 4 million gold coins, quick. Go as fast as you can. Although that person didn't know why a master like Xiao Changtian only wanted 4 million gold coins. However, he did not dare to disobey. This is 4 million gold coins, please take a look. After a while, that person took out 4 million gold coins. Humph! Xiao Changtian looked at the 4 million gold coins and his anger finally subsided. These mercenary groups relied on the fact that they were from a large sect, so they bullied the weak and feared the strong. Looking at Xiao Changshan's satisfied back, these people finally couldn't stand it anymore and collapsed on the ground. Damn it, how is that a mortal? He was obviously an expert who was hiding his strength. Forget it, forget it. Let's close the door quickly. Something big was going to happen next. Regarding Xiao Changshan's matter, they could only let it go. Xiao Changtian returned to Star Town with satisfaction. At this moment in the demon race, everyone in the demon race was looking at that person respectfully in the hall. Yen, tell me, what's the situation? The black-robed man above looked at everyone present with a terrifying pressure. Also, why hasn't the demon lord woken up yet? Senior brother, you should know that we encountered a person called Xiao Changtian on our way to resurrect the demon lord. Because of that Xiao Changtian, the demon lord almost couldn't wake up, and it took him 3 months to recover. As for us, I'm afraid we won't be able to last for more than 3 months. That's why we invited you back. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame looked at his senior brother and listed Xiao Changshan's crimes one by one. You trash, you can't even deal with Xiao Changtian. What did the demon lord raise you for? After his senior brother heard this, he looked at all the demons present with disdain. But, senior brother, you don't know. I estimate that Xiao Changshan's strength can reach the strength of your space. After all, he had sent so many experts over, but none of them were Xiao Changshan's match. Therefore, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame had reason to suspect that Xiao Changshan's strength had long surpassed Saint Emperor. Yen, I hope you won't lie to me about this. How could there be someone so powerful on this continent? You're simply talking nonsense. His senior brother, on the other hand, had a look of disbelief. This was because the entire continent was suppressed. It was simply impossible to break through to Saint Emperor. And now, Yen actually said that it had reached the strength of their space. It was simply nonsense. Senior brother, don't doubt it. Anyway, no matter how strong the people we send out are, no one can do anything to him. That's right. If you don't believe me, you can go and see the strength of that Xiao Changtian. They did not know how to explain this to their senior brother in front of them. According to common sense, this was very impossible. However, he had appeared just like that. I thought it was important for you to summon me back. It seems that this matter is not that urgent. However, since both of you are here, I will help you deal with Xiao Changtian. It just so happened that he could still wait here for the demon lord to wake up. Thank you, senior brother. Thank you, senior brother. Thank you, senior brother. Xiao Changtian was going to die. Oh right, demon god, why haven't the people you sent back yet? Chapter 1032, Time to Go Back, 1. At this moment, a tense atmosphere enveloped the pavilion of heavenly secrets. How is it? Has Senior returned? The pavilion master of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets had not slept for days and nights because of the matter with the demons. Pavilion master, Senior is almost at Stellar Town. Quickly go and ask what Senior's attitude is towards this matter. That person from the demon race has already arrived. If we continue to stand by and watch, I'm afraid things won't be good. Yes, sir. After the great elder of the prophecy pavilion finished speaking, he quickly disappeared from where he was. At this moment, the glorious Star Tower was still filled with laughter. The people in the glorious Star Tower did not seem to be affected by this incident. Senior is back, Senior is back. At this moment, Xiao Changtian slowly walked in. Senior, you're finally back. I've waited so long for you. The Scorching Sun sect master immediately went up to Xiao Changtian when he saw him. Seeing the Scorching Sun sect leader's reaction, Xiao Changtian revealed an expression of, I knew it. The Scorching Sun sect master must have wanted to ask me for gold coins, But fortunately, I had earned enough this time. Leader of Scorching Sun Sect, here you go. This is what I promised you last time. Xiao Changtian took out 1,000,000 gold coins without hesitation. With so many gold coins, it should be enough. Senior. Senior, what's going on? Did he really not know what he wanted? What's wrong? Is it not enough? Xiao Changtian felt helpless when he saw the sect leader of Scorching Sun Sect's troubled expression. He had already taken out so much, but why was he still not satisfied? It's not that it's not enough. It's just that, Senior, actually, I also want an Ultraman. In the end, the Scorching Sun Sect master couldn't help but speak his mind. He wondered if Senior would be angry if he said so presumptuously. However, he was already prepared for his senior to be angry. Xiao Changtian was dumbfounded. After a long time, the Scorching Sun Sect master in front of him actually wanted that thing. What was going on? Was Ultraman's charm that great? Senior, if you're unwilling, just pretend I never said anything. Seeing Xiao Changshan's reaction, the Scorching Sun Sect master felt a little regretful. It seems that Senior doesn't want to give it to me. No, I'm too embarrassed to take out that tattered thing. Xiao Changtian was a little helpless. Could Ultraman be as valuable as these gold coins? Hearing Xiao Changshan's words, the Scorching Sun Sect master's eyes lit up. No wonder Senior didn't give it to me. It turns out that there's something better waiting for me. What the sect leader of the Starry Sky sect got was nothing more than trash. When the senior gave him this thing, he would definitely be able to surpass the sect master of the Starry Sky sect. Wait a moment, I'll help you look for it. However, after searching for a long time, Xiao Changtian still could not find the last Ultraman. Why don't I give you this? Xiao Changtian couldn't find Ultraman anymore, so he took out a fire child and handed it to the Scorching Sun Sect leader. Good. Thank you, Senior. Thank you, Senior. Looking at the fire child in his hand, the leader of the Scorching Sun Sect immediately smiled. The thing in his hand looked much more awesome than the Ultraman of the sect master of the Starry Sky sect. Shortly after the leader of the Scorching Sun Sect left, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets ran over in a panic. Senior, you're finally back. After the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets saw Xiao Changtian, he didn't stay any longer and immediately asked, Senior, you weren't hurt because of this, right? According to the information from the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, the main purpose of the demon race was to deal with Xiao Changtian. Looking at the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, Xiao Changtian paused for a second and immediately understood. You mean those people? Those people are just trash. He probably went back to cultivate for a few hundred years. Xiao Changtian didn't know that the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets was talking about the demon race. He had thought that they were asking him about the 4 million yuan. After all, the secret pavilion was a major intelligence agency. He knew that his mission this time was not difficult. Was that really trash? But according to our understanding, that person has a huge background and is very powerful. Great elder of the Prophecy Pavilion. Don't worry. Those are just rumors. What powerful strength and background. You're just scaring yourselves. How could Xiao Changtian not know that they were a Divine Feather Sect mercenary group? Although the Divine Feather Sect was the second largest sect in the Jade Nether Kingdom, it could not be considered the most powerful. Besides, those people were just bullying others. But, Senior, aren't you afraid that he will really come looking for you? Don't worry. Even if they come knocking on my door, I'm not afraid at all. In my eyes, they are just ants. Looking at the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, Xiao Changshan's heart warmed. She didn't expect him to care about her so much. He was really a good person. However, since he was able to scare them into taking out gold coins this time, he was naturally not afraid that they would come looking for him. With your words, I can rest assured. The great elder of the Prophecy Pavilion nodded at Xiao Changtian and immediately went back to report to the pavilion master of the Prophecy Pavilion. At this moment, the few demon race people in the glorious Star Tower were still immersed in the joy of cultivation and were unwilling to leave. We've been here for so long, it's time to go back, right? Saint One suddenly felt that they seemed to have forgotten something. Yeah, it's over. In the blink of an eye, more than half a month had passed. Perhaps Lord Demon Flame's senior brother had already arrived. Then let's not stay here anymore. Let's go back now. After Saint One and Saint Two reacted, they quickly packed their things and went back. The other holy maidens also reacted to this scene. Thus, these people all rushed over to the demon race's place one after another. At this moment in the demon race, the two of you actually came back. I went with you. Where are the others? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame's expression darkened as she looked at Saint One and Saint Two. Lord Mo Yen is wise. It's definitely not because we want to stay in that place. It was because Xiao Changtian was too terrifying. That's right. If it weren't for the two of us being quick-witted, I'm afraid we would have ended up like those holy maidens. When they were having fun, they accidentally discovered the fragments of the saintesses. Therefore, they guessed that those saintesses must have been killed. However, they wouldn't tell anyone that they were having fun at Glorious Star Restaurant. Chapter 1033, Attacking the Jade Nether Kingdom 1. Lord Demon God. Lord Demonic Flame. At this moment, the few saintesses behind him also returned. Well, actually, we can testify to the fact that Saint One and Saint Two are here. If it wasn't for Xiao Changtian being so cunning, we would have come back long ago. On the way back, they realized that something was wrong. However, given the current situation, he could only quickly shirk the responsibility. Mo Yen, it seems that Xiao Changtian is panicking. After hearing these people's words, the demon god saintess did not pursue the matter. Haha, that Xiao Changtian must be scared. Otherwise, it would be impossible to detain these people. Hearing the saintess warning, Demonic Flame's sacred lord reacted. Haha, this is great news. Go and tell senior brother. Not long after, his senior brother found out about this matter. Haha, I knew it. What kind of powerful person can there be in this place? Aren't you just scaring yourselves? Senior brother, your name is still useful. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame could almost see Xiao Changtian kneeling on the ground and begging for forgiveness. At this moment, in the Glorious Star Tower, after the Scorching Sun Sect Master left, all the people of the Dark Void Sect came to Xiao Changtian. It's you. Why are you here? When he saw Bai Sujia, Xiao Changtian was stunned. Plop. Senior, it was my bad attitude towards you in the 10,000 Spirit Valley. Please forgive me. In the past few days in the Glorious Star Tower, the people of the Dark Void Sect had thoroughly felt Xiao Changshan's power. Because even the commonly used kitchen utensils in the Glorious Star restaurant were top-notch artifacts. Moreover, it was said that those were just some useless junk that Xiao Changtian had casually given them. Oh my god, what are you doing? Hurry up and get up. I can't afford it. Xiao Changtian was startled by Sujia. Why was this girl like this? Senior, she should apologize to you. It's all because I didn't discipline her well enough that she treated you so badly. At this moment, the sect master of the Dark Void Sect said respectfully to Xiao Changtian. Oh, so it's your daughter. But you don't have to be like this. You're too polite. After all, in Xiao Changshan's heart, Bai Sujia was considered a good person. She didn't expect that her father would come to apologize just because this girl's attitude towards her wasn't very good. It seemed that there were still some cultivators with quality. Senior, why don't the few of us stay and help you take care of the things in your Glorious Star restaurant? Because of the Scorching Sun Sect Master's words, these people did not take out the artifacts. After all, what Senior did not lack the most was these things. Don't worry, we'll help here. We don't need any pay. The other reason was to avoid our enemies. Looking at Xiao Changtian, the Dark Void Sect's sect master said sincerely. Originally, Xiao Changtian didn't want them to stay. However, when he heard that they didn't want to be paid, Xiao Changtian immediately changed his mind. Then, he heard that he still had to hide from his enemies. It seemed that this family was not doing well. Then you guys can stay for now. Xiao Changtian smiled at these people and walked towards the courtyard. Since the debt had been paid off, he could rest for a few days. Now that he had found half of the spirit tree seeds, the remaining half should not be difficult to find. He would just relax for a few days. At this moment in the Jade Nether Kingdom, the white tiger stood beside the Jade Nether Kingdom's king. Everyone, this time, the arrival of that great figure from the demon race is very likely to make a move against our Jade Nether Kingdom. The Jade Nether Kingdom's king stood there with a solemn expression. Therefore, I gathered everyone here to inform everyone to be on guard. But you don't have to worry too much about this because I've already invited Mr. White. Looking at the white tiger beside him, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king was relieved and nodded. But ruler, this Mr. White doesn't seem very strong. That's right. Could it be that we still have to rely on him to speak for the Jade Nether Kingdom? Faced with the white tiger beside the Jade Nether Kingdom's king, these people voiced their doubts. He wondered where the king had found such a person. You may not know that his master is a senior. In the face of these people's doubts, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king shut their mouths with a single sentence. What? His master was actually that senior? That senior? This? After hearing this, the expressions of those who had looked down on him earlier all changed. No one had expected him to have such an identity. There's no need to be too surprised. Even if that demon comes, this Mr. Bai will settle it for us. However, Mr. White had his conditions. That is, you must let Mr. White meet the guardian beasts of your sections. And White Tiger, in order to make a name for himself, also very distressed. However, he did not expect his master's name to be so useful. Therefore, he was prepared to stay here for a while longer and conquer all the divine beasts in these sections. Then he went to the next place. What is it? Meet our sect's guardian beast? This was because the guardian divine beasts of each sect could be considered a sect's private matter. If he can really protect us, well, let him see us. In the end, the sect leader of an unknown sect said loudly, "Cough, don't worry about this matter. It's just a mere MO clan. I usually don't even take it seriously." As for that demon, the white tiger did not take it to heart at all. He knew that the demon came from that space. However, even if he came from there, the white tiger could deal with him with ease. This person is too exaggerated. That's right. How is that possible? However, since the ruler trusts him so much, we can only trust him for the time being. Most of the people present still did not believe White Tiger's appearance. However, this person was that senior's man after all, so they did not dare to show too much. At this moment, within the demon race, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame's senior brother, Emojin, was discussing something. That Xiao Changtian is just a piece of trash. Looking at the Demonic Flame's Sacred Lord and the Demonic God Saintus, Emojin made his plans. With our current situation, let's just take down the Jade Nether Kingdom first. The two of you don't have to worry about it. Then well, congratulate senior brother for winning the first battle. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame and the others were 100% assured about the Devil Seal. Just wait and see. Chapter 1034, Go to Helwan. Within the demon race, Emojin looked at Sacred Lord Demonic Flame and laughed. Hurry up and inform the Jade Nether Kingdom that I'll be there soon. If their king kneels down to welcome me, I will try to be lenient with them. Yes, sir. At this moment, in order to save time, the White Tiger was following the effulgent ancestor to the effulgent sect's guardian divine beast. Mr. White, I wonder how senior has been recently? Forefather Effulgent asked as he walked beside the White Tiger. Master has been doing well as usual these few days. Hiss, does that mean that you've been with senior all this time, Mr. White? When he heard this, Patriarch Effulgent's eyes darted around. Since this Mr. White has always been with senior, it means that he has a close relationship with senior. This was a big shot. He had to rope him in properly. My master is used to keeping a low profile. When there's nothing to do, don't ask me about him. How could the White Tiger not know what this old man was up to? However, a low-key person like Master didn't like these people looking for him for no reason. It was better for him to talk less nonsense with him. At this moment, Lord Yaoming had just received news from the demon race and had yet to summon the White Tiger. The demons had already come to find him. The message had already been sent out, and now that I'm here, there's actually no sign of welcome at all. Standing outside the Jade Nether Kingdom, Imogene's face was filled with disdain. Since their country is so unyielding, I want to see what kind of strength these people have. With that, Imogene stepped inside. Not long after, the Devil Seal appeared in front of the Jade Nether Kingdom's king. The Jade Nether Kingdom's king, I presume you must be the Jade Nether Kingdom's king. This gave the Jade Nether Kingdom's king a fright. The demon in front of him had actually appeared in front of him without any warning. One had to know that the defenses of the Jade Nether Kingdom's imperial palace could be considered the most powerful in the entire continent. If someone barged in without permission, they would definitely be blasted into a pile of dregs. And now, this person's strength was already so strong that he could arrive in front of him silently. You're that big shot from the demon race. Looking at the Devil Seal in front of him, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king felt a little panicked. Hee, I came here today to tell you that if you take the initiative to give up the Jade Nether Kingdom, I can spare your lives. However, if you want to defend it, then I won't be polite. This was because Imogene was confident that he alone could wipe out everyone in this country. No matter how many experts there were in this country, they would not be able to withstand a light blow from the magic seal. Hee, you want us to surrender? You must be dreaming. Let me tell you, our Jade Nether Kingdom has found a helper. Mr. White isn't afraid of you at all. Faced with the threat of this person before him, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king had a face that would rather die than submit. Since Mr. White had said it, he had to trust Mr. White. Not afraid of me at all? Hee, you're joking with me here. After hearing the Jade Nether Kingdom's words, Imogene could not help but laugh out loud. There was actually someone on this continent who said that they were not afraid of him. It was simply ridiculous. Then let me see who is not afraid of me. After Imogene finished speaking, he grabbed the Jade Nether Kingdom's king by the neck. I'll deal with you first. I'll deal with the rest one by one. When he finished speaking, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king immediately breathed his last. Fortunately, at the last moment, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king crushed the jade tube hidden in his sleeve. You actually killed our country's ruler. Immediately, many people immediately blocked the entire hall. You bastard! He actually killed our country's ruler. We're going to be irreconcilable with you. He looked at the Jade Nether Kingdom's king lying on the ground without any signs of life. Everyone present was incomparably furious. Yo, I was going to look for you guys, but I didn't expect you to come by yourself. However, this is exactly what I want. Today, none of you who came can think of leaving. Humph. You're simply daydreaming. I don't think you can leave today. That's right. Let me tell you, this time the king invited Mr. White. Mr. White, dealing with you is child's play. Faced with the threat of the Devil Seal, none of the people present panicked. Because before this, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king had already mentally prepared them. Haha, then you can ask Mr. White to come now. I want to see just how capable he is. He had just killed the Jade Nether Kingdom's king, and the Mr. White they were talking about had yet to arrive. What did this mean? It meant that Mr. White was just a liar, trying to trick these cultivators who didn't know anything. Hiss, that's right. Where's Mr. White now? Could it be that our country's ruler has really encountered a swindler? Devil Seal's words stunned many people present. That's right. Now that their king was dead, Mr. White was nowhere to be seen. Ignorant cultivators, you will pay the price for your ignorance. After Imogene finished speaking, a huge hand reached out to the top of everyone's heads. In an instant, these people felt an invisible pressure descend on their heads. Bang! I only saw that in an instant, all these people all knelt down because of that huge pressure. Damn it, our king must have been played by that Mr. White. We're done for. I feel like I don't even have the strength to resist. You demon! Even if we become ghosts, we won't let you off. The people kneeling on the ground were all in despair. You talk too much. Go to hell. Bang! However, right at this moment, a beam of light fiercely struck Imogene's hand. The huge hand that the devil seal was about to press down on was pulled back fiercely because of this attack. TSK, a puny little MO actually dares to spout nonsense in a place under my protection. You're simply overestimating yourself. At this moment, the white tiger slowly walked over from afar. Mr. White. It was Mr. White. Mr. White didn't run away. Seeing the white tiger slowly walking over, everyone's faces once again showed surprise. She had thought that he was a scammer, but she did not expect him to really come. Hee, you must be the Mr. White they were talking about. Looking at the white tiger, Imogene's eyes narrowed. The attack just now was only because he was not paying attention and was hit by him. Chapter 1035. Not my match 1. Trash, you're no match for me. Dealing with you is just a waste of time. The white tiger looked at the devil seal in front of it impatiently. He's too exaggerated. That's right, Mr. White. He came from that space. No matter what, no one here can deal with him, right? These people did not quite believe White Tiger's words. Although that expert was very powerful, Mr. White called him master. However, after all, that expert was not dealing with the demons from that space. Now that White Tiger had said such words, these people only felt that he was exaggerating. Ah, what a joke. Since that's the case, I'll let you see what true strength is. In an instant, the demonic seal disappeared on the spot. In the next second, the magic seal appeared in front of the white tiger. Go to hell! Imogene's fist smashed toward the white tiger's chest. Tisk! However, in the next second, Imogene's eyes widened. This was because his fist, which was filled with power, was actually easily received by the white tiger. Why? What was going on? How did this happen? Imogene looked at his fist in disbelief. How could there be anyone on this continent who could withstand a punch from him? Ignorant. After the white tiger finished speaking, it enlarged its hand. Ah! Instantly, the devil seal let out a miserable cry. Damn it! After sensing the danger, Forbidden Magic did not think twice and instantly used its teleportation skill. In an instant, the magic seal in front of him disappeared. TSK, a little trash. Since he ran away, I can't be bothered to chase after him. The white tiger looked at the place where the devil seal disappeared in disdain. This scene made everyone present so shocked that they were speechless. Is this true? Am I not seeing things? Just now, the devil seal had been so aggressive that it had even killed their country ruler. In the end, he had actually disappeared on the spot in an instant. Wasn't this the expert from that space? You don't have to worry about your king. After White Tiger finished speaking, he walked to the side of the Jade Nether Kingdom's king, who should have been dead. Buzz. Not long after, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king slowly opened his eyes. This is simply too terrifying. This old man has never seen the art of reviving the dead. He had actually met her here today. Mr. White is too powerful. This scene completely convinced everyone present. Meanwhile, Imogen, who had returned to the demon race, was panting heavily. Senior brother, you're back. The Jade Nether Kingdom must have been settled. Haha, I know that you're so powerful. Isn't it just a matter of minutes to resolve the Jade Nether Kingdom? When Sacred Lord Demonic Flame saw the return of the seal, he immediately smiled and welcomed them. Shut up. Imogen glared at him. What's wrong? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame asked as she watched Imogen walk away. That's impossible. It's just a small Jade Nether Kingdom. It's impossible for Senior Brother to run into a wall there. The demon god Saintus was also very confused. His senior brother should not have such an expression. Let's put the Jade Nether Kingdom matter aside for now. My condition hasn't been too good recently. He should deal with Xiao Changtian first. After a short while, the Forbidden Devil suddenly spoke. He had never expected that such a powerful person would appear in the Jade Nether Kingdom. Did that person come from the same place as him? Otherwise, how could he have such powerful strength? Since he couldn't touch the Jade Nether Kingdom for the time being, he would first deal with the Xiao Changtian mentioned by Mo Yen and Emotion. He did not believe that there would be a second person on this continent who could defeat him. The news of the demonic seal being taken away instantly spread to the prophecy pavilion. Haha, it seems that Senior really doesn't take that person seriously. When the pavilion master of the secret pavilion heard this news, he could not help but smile. He had originally thought that Senior would be more or less nervous because of that demon. He didn't expect that Senior didn't even take that demon seriously. This attack on the Jade Nether Kingdom had actually caused him to be defeated by a Senior's pet and return dejectedly. This was simply too laughable. It seems that we don't need to pay too much attention to this matter. Since Senior has already taken care of everything, then we'll just wait to see the demons make a fool of themselves. On the other side, Xiao Changtan was lying in the courtyard, lazily basking in the sun. How good would it be if I didn't have a mission? Although my strength isn't strong, I'm still a big boss now. Moreover, I have someone to protect me. In fact, if there was no system, Xiao Changtian felt that this kind of life was quite good. At that moment, within the demon race, after the magic seal was repaired, they once again embarked on their journey. This time, he arrived at Starry Town very quickly. However, this time, he did not plan to go to the Jade Nether Kingdom like last time. This time, he had specially disguised himself as a mortal. He would first go to the Glorious Star restaurant to see what the situation was before making the rest of his plans. Hey, sir, please don't stand in the middle and block the way, okay? However, just as Emojin stood straight in the Glorious Star restaurant and observed the situation around him, a voice suddenly interrupted his thoughts. Do you know who I am? Emojin looked impatiently at the white beast who had just spoken. This guy actually dared to say that he was blocking the way in the middle. Was he tired of living? This customer, if you have a VIP reservation, then you can go directly to the second floor. The white beast had been in the Glorious Star restaurant for a long time and had seen all kinds of guests. The white beast had seen many of such creatures before. However, just as the magic seal was about to unleash its power, it suddenly remembered that it had disguised itself as a mortal. Since he was a mortal, this person in front of him would definitely not be able to guess his identity. Forget it, what did you mean by feeding my ass? When the white beast heard this, he smiled and explained, it's a VIP room. Sir, do you need it? If you need it, I can bring you up now. Looking at the person in front of him dressed luxuriously, although his strength seemed to be that of a mortal, he definitely had money in his pocket. Then you can go over to me. This time, he wanted to observe the strength of these people. By the way, where is your boss now? This customer, we can't reveal the boss location for the time being unless you have an appointment. Chapter 1036. Xiao Changtian was finished 1. Why do you have so many rules here? Impatience appeared on Emojin's face once again. Alright, you can leave first. Because of the lesson from last time, the Devil Seal did not dare to be as arrogant as before. At this moment, Xiao Changtian, who was lying in the courtyard, thought of the 3 pets he had chased away. I wonder how the 3 of them are doing? Could something have happened? Although Xiao Changtian had chased the 3 of them away, he was still full of affection for them. Naturally, he didn't want any accidents to happen to them. He let them out this time because he wanted to gain some experience. System, do you know what's going on with the 3 of them? Ding. Host, do you want to know? Nonsense, if I didn't want to know, why would I ask you? Ding. The system can provide the host with a free teleportation opportunity. The host can successfully teleport within 5 kilometers of one of them. Hearing this, Xiao Changtian sat up straight. Yo, I didn't expect you to take the initiative to give me a free meal after such a long time. This really shocked Xiao Changtian. However, Xiao Changtian changed his mind. The 3 of them were probably in the back of the mountain. The system said that they were 5 kilometers away. Perhaps after the teleportation, he would still be in the small courtyard. Xiao Changtian sneered after he thought it through. Then send me there. Let me see where you can send me to. Ding. There will be a delay in this teleportation. Please wait patiently. Xiao Changtian shook his head disapprovingly. It seemed that the system was making fun of him. At this moment, After observing the magic seal on the second floor of the Gloria Star restaurant, he did not find the most powerful person. Humph. Xiao Chang'an, do you really think I can't find you just because you're hiding? Before the devil seal came, he had made ample preparations. He knew that other than the Gloria Star Tower, Xiao Chang'an also had his own small courtyard. Since he was not here now, he must be in his small courtyard. Without hesitation, Emojin quickly moved toward the courtyard. After waiting for a while, Xiao Changtian, who didn't see the system's reaction, sneered again. I knew this thing of yours was unreliable. However, at this moment, the devil seal appeared at the entrance of the small courtyard. Cough, I think you must be Xiao Chan. Emojin didn't care and swaggered in. He had been watching from afar, and Xiao Changtian didn't look that powerful. Although he could not see through his cultivation, Emojin felt that his strength was not that strong. Who are you? Xiao Changtian frowned when he saw how arrogant Emojin was. Why did this person look so annoying? You don't need to care who I am. You just need to know that I'm here today to take your life. Emojin looked at Xiao Changtian with disdain. In his heart, he thought that Emo Yen and Emotion were really trash. Such trash was actually worth his time. He had to teach them a good lesson when he went back. Hee, I think you're just an idiot. Although Xiao Changtian had a good temper, he wouldn't let others bully him like this. The man in front of him wanted to take his life the moment he came up. How could he tolerate this? Bang! However, Emojin didn't waste any time and instantly attacked Xiao Changtian. However, just as Xiao Changtian was about to charge forward fearlessly, he disappeared from where he was. Ha! I thought you were really strong. In the end, I didn't even have the chance to use all my strength in this attack, and there was already no smoke left. Looking at the place where Xiao Changtian disappeared, Emojin revealed a disdainful smile. This kind of thing is still worth the demonic flame and the demon god wasting so much time. Hee, just a piece of trash. Emojin, who was in a good mood, didn't stay in Xiao Changshan's courtyard for long. He quickly flew back to the demons. Xiao Changtian, who had been teleported to the Jade Nether Kingdom, was furious. F***CK. What a system you have. You didn't teleport earlier or later, but you chose to teleport when I was fighting with him. Do you really think I can't beat him? Xiao Changtian shouted angrily at the system. That fellow had already provoked him like this, and he had run away just like that. Wasn't this clearly letting others know that he was a coward? Ding. This is your own choice, host. You said you wanted to teleport, and I'm just carrying out a mission. Besides, didn't I say before that there will be a delay in this teleportation? Facing Xiao Changshan's anger, the system was very innocent. You're really good. This made Xiao Changtian, who was already angry, even angrier. But why does this place look so familiar? Xiao Changtian was a little confused as he looked at the noisy scene around him. Aya, isn't this the Jade Nether Kingdom? Why did you send me here? System, you're not playing tricks, are you? How could Xiao Changtian believe the animals he released? To be able to run so far and come to this place. Ding. The system was 100% sure that one of them was here, and in the palace of the Jade Nether Kingdom. Xiao Changtian felt relieved when he heard that it was in the palace. Since he didn't know who was in the palace, it meant that he didn't come here by himself. It must have been someone from the Jade Nether Kingdom's imperial family who went to the back of their mountain and watched as they were pitifully picked up and brought home to be raised. Sigh, what a worrisome thing. Let's hurry up and bring him home. Since he was already here, he had to find who it was. After all, those were the little animals given by the stingy system. He had raised them for such a long time and had developed feelings for them. On the other side, Emojin happily returned to the demon race. Senior brother, looking at you, is it resolved? This time, Sacred Lord Demonic Flame carefully observed the demonic seal, not letting go of any expression on his face. Haha, Demonic Flame, it's just a small piece of trash. You guys actually dealt with it for so long. I have to say, the Demon Lord has nurtured you, but in the end, you're not up to par at all. Looking at the Devil God and Devil Flame in front of him, Emojin could not help but teach. Senior brother, you said that we are too disappointing. Although the two of them were lectured by him like this, they were still overjoyed. That was because Xiao Changtian, who had been a headache for the demon race for so long, had finally been dealt with. This was simply a joyous occasion. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1037, 3 Months 1. Within the Jade Underworld Kingdom, Xiao Changtian spent a lot of effort to reach the Jade Nether Kingdom's palace. Because last time, Xiao Changtian left in a hurry and didn't have any interactions with them. It wasn't easy for him to bribe the guard before he came in. I wonder where that guy is? Just as Xiao Changtian was about to start searching, Patriarch Divine Feather suddenly walked towards him. This, wasn't that the old man from last time? Patriarch Divine Feather had received a summons from the Jade Nether Kingdom's king, saying that he had something extremely important to attend to and that he needed to make a trip there personally. However, he did not expect to run into the kid from last time in the Imperial Palace. Stuff. Why you here? Do you know what this place is? The moment Divine Feather saw Xiao Changtian, he immediately called out to him. Why do you care why I'm here? Of course, I'm here to do something. Xiao Changtian was furious when he thought of the previous incident. This old man was in cahoots with those people and was not a good person. Hee, you actually dare to be so arrogant in the Jade Kingdom's Imperial Palace. Men, quickly arrest this person who broke into the palace and put him in jail. As soon as Patriarch Divine Feather finished speaking, many soldiers surged out from the surroundings. F***CK. You old fogey. You're simply being unreasonable. Xiao Changtian didn't expect that this time, it was for real. If it was just him alone, he could still handle it. But now, there were so many soldiers. He was not their match. Hurry up and suppress him. If you disturb the ruler, none of you will be able to escape. With a single command from Patriarch Divine Feather, these soldiers surrounded Xiao Changtian. All right, you will regret this. As Desolate Changtan reluctantly followed the soldiers, he glared at Forefather Divine Feather. Tisk, you'll never be able to get out of prison. Do you really think that every dog has its day? Patriarch Divine Feather, on the other hand, gave him a disdainful look before walking towards the Jade Nether Kingdom's main hall. When Forefather Divine Feather arrived at the main hall, he discovered that the White Tiger was already waiting there. Mr. White, could it be that it's already our sect's turn? The moment Forefather Divine Feather saw the White Tiger, he immediately ran over like a lackey. Yes, you are the last one left. When you are done, I will prepare to leave. Although White Tiger was very busy these 2 days, he was also very bored. That was because they were the guardian divine beasts of the sect. As soon as he went over, those divine beasts willingly submitted. In other words, it only took 2 days for the White Tiger to conquer the Jade Nether Kingdom's divine beast. And these divine beasts were the most precious things of these sections. Controlling these divine beasts was equivalent to controlling these sections. At this moment, the demons. Mo Jin was discussing the plan with Mo Shen and Mo Yen. He was prepared to bring some demons with him and take down the Jade Nether Kingdom in 2 days. As for Mo Yen and Mo Shin, their biggest threat, Xiao Changtian, had already been resolved. Then the remaining Jade Nether Kingdom would not be a problem at all. Except for Mr. White, who suddenly appeared. Sir Devilflame, I heard that Mr. White from the Jade Nether Kingdom is leaving today. At this moment, a voice sounded. Ah, the heavens are on my side. I didn't expect Mr. White to leave so soon. Then our plan will definitely go smoothly this time. The magic seal had been thinking about how to deal with Mr. White. Unexpectedly, he did not have to think about it anymore. Senior brother, then well congratulate you first. That's right, senior brother. This time, no matter what, we'll definitely win. At that time, in the Jade Underworld Kingdom's prison, Xiao Changtian squatted in the corner of the cell with a gloomy face. Damn it, that old man is from the Divine Feather sect. Good heavens, I'll remember your Divine Feather sect now. No wonder Xinzhong was bullied there. It turned out that the people from the Divine Feather sect were not good people. System, can you give me another teleportation so that I can send it out? Ding. This skill had a cooldown of 3 months. Huh. Hearing the system's words, Xiao Changtian was so angry that he almost vomited blood. 3 months? He had finally thought of resting for a few days, but in the end he had to do this. Hey, little brother, I don't know how you got in. At this moment, the old man who was squatting at the side slowly crawled to Xiao Changtian's side. I came here purely out of luck. Thinking of that old man, Xiao Changtian got angry. Unlucky? Little brother, those who can be locked in here have committed unforgivable crimes. You are too unlucky. However, Xiao Changtian didn't want to bother with the old man in front of him. Little brother, don't look at me like this. Back then, when I was outside, I was a big shot. If it wasn't for the accident, I wouldn't be in this state now. After saying this, the old man suddenly lowered his voice. Let me tell you a secret. I have people outside. The devil race is about to attack the Jade Nether Kingdom. At that time, we can take advantage of the chaos to escape. Originally, Xiao Changtian wasn't interested in what he said. However, when he heard that he could get out, Xiao Changtian immediately perked up. Oh, brother, I wonder if this news is reliable? Little brother, just believe me. I have people outside. This news is 100% reliable. Little brother, when you go out, you can follow me. Although my strength isn't very strong, it won't be a problem for me to deal with their divine feather sect. That old man had been here for so many years, and no one was willing to speak to him at all. Today, he had finally met someone who could talk. How could he let go of this opportunity? What can you do to Forefather Divine Feather? Forget about Forefather Divine Feather. After I get out, the Divine Feather sect will be destroyed by them. The old man looked at Xiao Changtian and said passionately, Little brother, from the looks of it, you were locked up by that Divine Feather ancestor, right? Xiao Changtian glanced at the giant and nodded. Little brother, I knew that Forefather Divine Feather wasn't a good person. Don't worry, as long as you follow me, I'll help you kill him. Xiao Changtian felt helpless in the face of the old man's enthusiasm. If this old man was really so powerful, why would he be locked up here? He should just wait and see when he could find an opportunity to escape. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1038. There is Heaven's Will in the Unknowns. 1. Before the White Tiger left, the demons did not release any news of attacking the Jade Nether Kingdom. Therefore, the people of the Jade Nether Kingdom did not know what kind of disaster would befall them after the White Tiger left. At this moment, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king and his party were sending off the White Tiger. Mr. Bai, if you're free, you should come often. That's right. Our Radiant sect welcomes you at any time. We welcome you as a guest at any time. Most of the people who watched the White Tiger's back view passionately were also very reluctant to part with it. After all, the benefits of interacting with such a powerful being were self-evident. Alright, since Mr. White has left, don't forget to come to the hall tomorrow to discuss our defense. Before the White Tiger left, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king had specially asked, what if that demon dared to come here again? After White Tiger heard this, he replied that it was fate. Actually, White Tiger did not want to answer this question. After he left, the Jade Nether Kingdom had nothing to do with him anymore. He didn't have to waste so much time meddling in other people's business. On the other side, the demons were also fully prepared to set off tomorrow. This was because the Jade Nether Kingdom could be considered the largest and most powerful country on this continent. If they could take down this country, it would be equivalent to ruling half of the continent. The remaining small countries would definitely not dare to struggle. Therefore, they had to take down the Jade Nether Kingdom this time. The next day arrived very quickly. Just as the Jade Nether Kingdom's king gathered these people to discuss matters, the demons had already set off. Reporting, country ruler, bad news, bad news. What is it? Hurry up and tell me. Can't you see that we're discussing the right thing? Seeing that person act so rashly, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king could not help but berate him. No. The devil race, that devil race is attacking with the devil race. They are at the city gate now. What? Upon hearing this, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king immediately stood up from his stool. At the same time, a bolt of lightning struck his mind. The thing he was most afraid of had come. How could this be? I didn't expect that demon to dare to come again. That's right. He hadn't expected that he would still remember the last time Mr. White had beaten him up. But what should we do now that Mr. White is gone? For a moment, the hall was in chaos. Everyone, don't be anxious. Mr. White said before he left that there's always fate. This means that we won't be hurt this time. The Jade Nether Kingdom's king consoled everyone on the stage. Haha, there's heaven's will in the dark? Ha, what a joke. At this moment, the devil seal appeared on the square outside the hall. Jade Nether Kingdom's king, today is the day your Jade Nether Kingdom dies. All of you little trash, come out quickly. Emojin, who was standing in the middle of the square, looked at the people who had come out of the hall with excitement. In fact, he was not a big deal in that space. It could even be said that they were the weakest. However, it was different here. Even if he was trash there was almost no one on this continent who could deal with him. And he couldn't find a chance to practice at that place. Looking at these people, Emojin felt that he could finally torture these people to his heart's content. Damn it, why is he here again? Now that Mr. White is gone, what should we do? This was because they had all witnessed the strength of the demonic seal in front of them last time. Other than Mr. White, none of them were his match. I'm telling you, don't be arrogant anymore. The Jade Nether Kingdom's king stared at the demonic seal before him with a solemn expression. He trusted Mr. White. He believed that even if the magic seal came, it wouldn't do anything to them. However, in the next second, the Jade Nether Kingdom's king felt his body lighten. In an instant he arrived in front of the demonic seal. I didn't expect that bad guy to be so capable. You, a dead person, can actually be resurrected. Emojin grabbed the Jade Nether Kingdom's king by the neck. Just you wait. Although Mr. White had left, he had left a message. This time, you won't succeed no matter what. Haha, won't you know if he'll succeed or not? Emojin laughed out loud and snapped the Jade Nether Kingdom's king's neck. As for the Jade Nether Kingdom's king, he closed his eyes once again. There was only one thought in his mind before he died, and that was, how did he die again? Country ruler! Country ruler! Seeing this scene, those people in the distance were all furious. This devil seal was simply extremely arrogant. On the other side, after the magic seal arrived, all the soldiers in the prison rushed to the main hall. What happened? Was it really as the old man said? Looking at the soldiers walking away, Xiao Changshan's face was filled with hope. Haha, this old man said that we would definitely be able to escape this time, little Xiao. Hurry up and follow me. After the old man finished speaking, he pulled Xiao Changtian and prepared to escape. Little Xiao, do you have any plans after we get out? The old man looked at Xiao Changtian and asked. Xiao Changtian was prepared to go back first and then look for the spiritual tree seeds. Originally, he came here to look for his pet. He did not expect the system to tell him that his pet had left yesterday. This made Xiao Changshan's chest hurt again. Therefore, Xiao Changtian was prepared to go there immediately. Aya, little Xiao, why don't you follow me after we get out? Anyway, you're just a mortal. There are many people in our place who can protect you. Seeing that Xiao Changtian didn't finish, the old man continued. You have to know that if you go to our place, you won't have to worry for the rest of your life. Moreover, no one will dare to bully you in the future. It was not easy for the old man to get a person to chat with. Although he was a mortal, it would definitely be good to kidnap him. Ha, brother, thank you for your kindness, but I still have something to do at home. When I'm done, I'll look for you. Xiao Changtian looked at the old man in front of him and smiled. He had been listening to this old man's words for the past few days, and his ears were about to get calluses. He did not want to stay with this old man in the future. Alright, this is my message Jade Slip. If you want to come and find me, let me know. Ah, little Xiao, there's only someone waiting for me outside. Take care. After leaving, the old man disappeared in an instant. Xiao Changtian threw his message jade slip into the space and didn't pay much attention to it. Chapter 1039. That's a Senior 1. After all, now that the Jade Nether Kingdom had heard that there was a war going on ahead, it was better for him to run as quickly as possible. F***CK, this road is actually blocked, and we have to go from the front. Xiao Changtian looked angrily at the soldiers who surrounded the road. Forget it. Let's go. Xiao Changtian then ran towards the road in the distance. At this moment, the Devil Seal was currently slaughtering people in the square. Against the cultivators of these sects, the Devil Seal did not show any mercy. Haha, from today onwards, your Jade Nether Kingdom belongs to my demon race. Looking at how Imogen was killing wantonly. Whether it was the ancestor or the sect master standing in the distance, they could only watch his actions helplessly. Because they knew that even if they went up, nothing good would happen. Going up would only be sending him to his death. Hey, what should we do now? Wouldn't our Jade Nether Kingdom be finished this time? When Patriarch Effulgent saw this scene, his heart turned cold. Sigh, old ancestor Effulgent, why don't we form an array and fight it out with him? Patriarch Divine Feather suddenly suggested. That's right. Since we're going to die anyway, we might as well fight it out with him. I agree. Even if we die, it's worth it. At least we fought him. That's right. Add me in too. At this moment, the sect masters and cultivators of the other small sects all looked at the devilish restriction in the distance with indignation and excitement. Hiss, since that's the case, why don't we make a decision? Good. Let's form the Godslayer Great Array. Although we don't know if it will work on that demonic seal, we have to give it our all. Seeing everyone working together, Patriarch Effulgent and the others were very touched. As for Xiao Changtian, he hurried and finally arrived at a place not far from the square. Oh my god, I'm so tired. Xiao Changtian was not only running as fast as he could, but he was also constantly worried that there would be soldiers chasing after him. We should be able to reach it after passing through the square. Looking at the people who were fighting to the death in the square, Xiao Changtian sighed. These people are really terrifying. I'd better run quickly. Don't get me involved later. However, when Xiao Changtian was halfway there, his eyes suddenly turned. He looked at the figure who was fighting in the middle of the square. Good heavens, isn't that the old man from last time? Seeing that old man, Xiao Changshan's anger rose. Damn it, I didn't expect to meet him here. I don't care. This grudge. What do you mean I want to take back the money? Because in Xiao Changshan's eyes, this crazy old man was not a good person. Since he wanted to take his life, he would let him know how powerful he was. At this moment, the people in the distance were all ready. Next, I will count down from 3. When we are ready, we will attack together. The leader, Patriarch Effulgent, shouted loudly. 3, 2. Wait a minute, Patriarch Effulgent, you seem to see someone charging up. At this moment, someone shouted. Who is it? How dare you? That's right. You don't want to live anymore, right? Looking at the tiny figure in the distance, anger appeared on everyone's faces. This person was simply causing trouble. Didn't they know that they were preparing to set up a grand array? He actually rushed forward so rashly. Wasn't this courting death? Damn it. It's actually that guy. However, the sharp-eyed old ancestor Divine Feather was the first to recognize that person as Xiao Changtian. He was wondering why that back looked so familiar. So it was that damn thing. You know him, Forefather Divine Feather? Not only do I know him, I was the one who put him in jail. Looking at Xiao Changshan's charging figure, the Forefather of Divine Feather was furious. What did you just say, Forefather God Feather? However, at that moment, Patriarch Brightshine and Patriarch Yaolin, who were standing at the side, trembled. He stared at Forefather Divine Feather in disbelief. I say, that fellow might be here to cause trouble. Just 2 days ago, I even sent him to our Jade Nether Kingdom's prison. However, he did not expect that this fellow would actually take the opportunity to run around. He even ran over there to court death. Forefather Divine Feather didn't seem to realize that something was wrong. Instead, he attacked Xiao Changtian fiercely. Just as Patriarch Divine Feather was engrossed in his speech, Patriarch Effulgent slapped him. Caught off guard, Forefather Divine Feather fell to the ground from the slap. Patriarch Divine Feather. Are you stupid? This time, you've caused a huge disaster. Forefather Effulgent nearly fainted when he heard what Forefather Divine Feather said. That's right, old ancestor Mingyao naturally saw it clearly. The person who came was Xiao Changtian, the senior they had worked so hard to find. And this senior had actually been locked up in the Jade Nether Kingdom's prison by Patriarch Divine Feather. This time, no matter what, senior would definitely bear a grudge against them. This damned Forefather Divine Feather was simply in big trouble. No, old ancestor Effulgent, why did you hit me? Patriarch Divine Feather, who was sitting to the side, felt his head buzz from the slap. At the same time, he looked at Patriarch Effulgent in confusion. Why was Patriarch Effulgent acting crazy at this moment? You still have the cheek to ask. IF King, Patriarch Effulgent, calm down, calm down. Everyone present stopped him when they saw that he was about to attack Forefather Divine Feather again. Patriarch Divine Feather, the person you locked up in prison is the senior we couldn't find no matter how hard we tried. When Patriarch Divine Plume heard this, a thunderclap instantly rang in his mind. No, I'm not. Impossible, this was absolutely impossible. How could it be him? With that, Patriarch Divine Feather cast his gaze toward the distant plaza in disbelief. At this moment, Xiao Changtian quietly walked behind the demonic seal. You little trash, come quickly. I'm still waiting to clean you up. Emojin didn't notice Xiao Changtian, who was quietly walking over. Hee, you old man, who are you calling a little trash? Xiao Changtian laughed coldly behind Emojin. Who is it? This sound gave Emojin, who was feeling extremely pleased with himself, a huge fright. You're that Xiao Changtian. You didn't die. Impossible. That day, you were clearly beaten to death by me. How could he be standing here unscathed? Emojin widened his eyes and looked at Xiao Changtian in disbelief. At this moment, he was so shocked that he could not think. Chapter 1040, Completely Finished 1. Jade Nether Kingdom, on the plaza. Xiao Changtian looked at the devil seal in front of him with disdain. A person like you can still beat me until my soul is scattered? How laughable. After Xiao Changtian finished speaking, he spat at him in disdain. Today, I'll let you know that I'm not such a pushover. Xiao Changtian didn't hesitate to step forward and use strangle to knock Emojin to the ground. Pa! Xiao Changtian rode on Emojin's body and gave him a beating. In an instant, the devil seal, which had been incomparably glorious just a moment ago, was beaten into a pig's head. Old bastard, look at how you still have the face to be arrogant after being beaten like this. Xiao Changtian had killed him. After all, it was the old man who said he wanted to kill him first. Fortunately, he had some cultivation. If he didn't have any cultivation, he might really have been beaten to death by this old man in front of him. Therefore, Xiao Changtian had no intention of letting him go. This is simply too terrifying. Seeing this scene, everyone in the distance widened their eyes. Pa! Just as everyone was rendered speechless by the shock, they heard Patriarch Divine Feather smacking his face. What a sin! I deserve to die. How could I offend Senior? I really deserve to die. Patriarch Divine Feather looked at the distant scene with regret. He really regretted his attitude towards Xiao Changtian. He was really old and muddle-headed before. He actually thought that a mortal could come to his mercenary group to cause trouble. He actually thought that a mortal could enter the Jade Nether Kingdom. At the thought of this, Patriarch Divine Feather slapped himself a few more times in regret. At this moment, Emojin was beaten into a bloody mess. Stop fighting. Emojin had never thought that the person in front of him would ride on his body and he would not have the slightest chance to resist. Moreover, even if the magic seal wanted to use magic power, it seemed to be severely suppressed. In the end, Emojin could not help but grit his teeth and finally took out a teleportation artifact. Hey! Good heavens, he actually ran away again. The next time I see him, I definitely won't let him off. Because Xiao Changshan's hand was hurting, he was about to stop and take a break when the devil seal suddenly disappeared. Forget it, let's hurry back. It was really unlucky to run into that old man from the Divine Feather sect again. After saying that, Xiao Changtian left without looking back. Senior is leaving. Senior is leaving. Seeing Xiao Changtian leave, these people finally reacted. Thus, these people chased after Xiao Changtian without even turning back. Senior. Senior, please wait. That's right. Senior. Please wait. The people present immediately chased after Xiao Changtian, who was not far away. However, Xiao Changtian, who was walking, looked at the group of people behind him and shook his head helplessly. These people are simply too crazy. However, where is the senior they are calling? Why didn't I see it? Xiao Changtian then looked around. Senior, senior, I didn't expect you to come and save us this time. They saw Patriarch Effulgent, who had finally squeezed his way out of the crowd, walk forward excitedly. What? This? Xiao Changtian never thought that these people would call him? Were these people really all right? You must have mistaken me for someone else. I'm not a senior. Even though Patriarch Effulgent had called him senior previously, he still had a reason to explain the reason. However, now that so many people were calling him senior, Xiao Changtian was also very confused. Senior, don't be so humble. We all saw what happened just now. That's right. Your figure is simply too mighty. We've never seen such a powerful person. Xiao Changtian was even more confused after hearing everyone's flattery. Didn't he just deal with an old man? Why did these people have such a big reaction? Everyone, I think you're mistaken. That old man just now didn't have any strength. Just trash. These people must have thought that the old man just now was some powerful person. She had only seen his true colors. Don't be fooled by his appearance. Although he looks very powerful, he's actually a paper tiger. Xiao Changtian didn't want to receive so much flattery for no reason. He was just a small piece of trash. As the saying goes, the higher you stand, the worse you fall. If he was said to be so strong by them, if he were to fail, he would definitely be scolded. Thinking of his miserable state, Xiao Changtian shivered. Senior, of course we know that he is just trash to you. Senior, don't be humble anymore. That's right, senior. Don't be modest. In the entire continent, besides Xiao Changtian, Mr. White was probably the only person who could destroy the magic seal like that. I'm really not being humble. Xiao Changtian didn't expect that they would worship him even more after his explanation. Forget it, forget it. Since you're all like this, I'll leave first. Don't disturb me. Xiao Changtian was helpless. He had better run. Plop. However, just as Xiao Changtian was about to turn around and ignore these people, suddenly, Patriarch Divine Feather knelt before Xiao Changtian. This shocked Xiao Changtian once again. Were these people crazy? Senior, I apologize for my previous actions. I really didn't recognize you. Patriarch Divine Feather looked at Xiao Changtian with regret. He no longer prayed for Xiao Changtian to forgive him. He only prayed for him to release the Divine Feather sect. He only needed to punish him for this matter. Don't be like this. I can't take it. Xiao Changtian looked at Forefather Divine Feather helplessly. Why didn't he realize that this person was so crazy before? No wonder he treated her like that before. There must be something wrong with this old man's brain. It would be meaningless if Xiao Changtian continued to argue with such a person. You better get up quickly. And you guys, since you treat me as your senior, don't stop me from going back. After Xiao Changtian finished speaking, he left without turning back. We're done for. We're completely finished this time. Looking at Xiao Changshan's back, the Divine Feather ancestor left behind tears of regret. When the others saw this, they glared angrily at Patriarch Divine Feather. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc. Please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1041. Come and Save Me. 1. Senior left in such a rage because of you, Forefather Divine Feather. That's right. This time, you'll become a sinner for eternity. Ah, Forefather God Feather, you truly disappoint us. Because Xiao Changtian didn't look too good when he left, these people didn't dare to chase after him. Thus, they could only curse at Forefather Divine Feather for a while before gradually dispersing. At this moment, after the devil seal was teleported back to the devil race in an instant, it panted heavily. Hurry! Let the demonic flame carry me back, save me. Because he was teleported to the entrance of the demon race, Imogen could only shout at the guards at the door. Who are you? Why did you call our Lord Imoyen by his name? However, the demonic seal was already badly mutilated, and its original appearance could not be seen clearly. Therefore, the guard looked at him with a guarded expression. After all, these few days were an important period for them to attack the Jade Nether Kingdom. They could not afford to have any mishaps now. Asterisk cough cough asterisk cough cough. Imogen was lying on the ground and could not hold on any longer. In addition, he was angered by the guard in front of him. In an instant, a pool of blood was coughed out by the demonic seal. I'm warning you. Don't think that he'll let you in just like that. Without Lord Imoyen's orders, you absolutely cannot enter. The guard finally understood that the person in front of him was definitely a spy sent by the enemy. He wanted to use his miserable state to make her let him in. This way, he could not let the person in front of him succeed. Then, Imogen fainted from anger. Then, looking at the fainted Imogen, the guard snorted coldly. I've long seen through this little trick. After the guard finished speaking, he went over and threw the magic seal into the grass at the side. Sacred Lord Demonic Flame, who was in the main hall, soon learned that Xiao Changtian wasn't dead and that the demonic seal was broken. We're done for. It was over. Didn't Senior Brothers say that he had already killed Xiao Changtian? How could this happen? What was going on? Imoyen, let's not be anxious here. I heard that Senior Brother has already teleported back. We didn't see him here either. Then, the two of them quickly gathered the entire demon race to find the demon seal that had been teleported back. Did you find Senior Brother Imogen at the door? Not long after, Xiao Changtian arrived at the entrance of the demon race. Reporting to Lord Imoyen, I didn't find Lord Imogen's figure. I did find a suspicious person, but I've already taken care of him. The guard from before stood straight. Well done. However, you must pay attention to Senior Marshal Brother Imogen's whereabouts. Since there was nothing here, he had to hurry to the next place to look for it. By then, Xiao Changtian had already returned to the glorious Star Tower. Although the people from the Jade Nether Kingdom did not follow them, they quickly found out that Xiao Changtian was the owner of the Glorious Star Restaurant. Hence, the commotion in Glorious Star Restaurant reached a climax once again under the push of these people. Meanwhile, in the secret pavilion, the pavilion master and the Great Elder were extremely excited, because they knew that Senior would definitely handle this matter well. Great Elder, Senior Xiao said that he has something to tell you and wants you to make a trip to his small courtyard. At this moment, a voice rang out. Great Elder, quickly go. Not long after, the Great Elder arrived at Xiao Changshan's courtyard. Senior, are you there? Standing in front of Xiao Changshan's courtyard and looking at the empty courtyard, the Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets was puzzled. Bang! Come in, come in. Xiao Changtian peeked his head out of the room and carefully observed for a while before pulling the Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets in. Senior, what happened? Looking at Xiao Changshan's state, the Great Elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets was even more confused. He had never seen Senior like this before. First Elder, don't mention it. It's because of what happened last time that I said I really didn't have that much ability. In the end, those people didn't believe me and even chased me to my Glorious Star Restaurant. Hearing Xiao Changshan's complaint, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets reacted quickly. Senior was such a low-profile person, but those people actually came over so brazenly. He must be furious. If Senior were to chase these people away, then the character he had maintained for so long would definitely collapse. That was why Senior was so distressed when facing those people. Sigh, Senior, although they don't know, I understand. Looking at Xiao Changshan's bitter face, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets nodded his head in sympathy. Sigh, I told you there was someone who understood. Xiao Changtian knew that not everyone was like those people. The great elder of the Prophecy Pavilion understood him and knew that he was not very strong. Those people were just blindly jeering. Great elder, I'm looking for you this time because I want to obtain information about the next spirit tree seed. However, I have a presumptuous request. The only person Xiao Changtian could think of was the secret pavilion, although he didn't know if the secret pavilion would help him. However, Xiao Changtian still wanted to ask. Senior, your matter is my matter. Just say it. Hey, can you help me chase these people away while I'm looking for the spirit tree seed? The Prophecy Pavilion's reputation must have been known to all these sections. If the Prophecy Pavilion's first elder were to make a move, these people would definitely leave. And I can take advantage of this time to lie low. Ha, Senior, what are you saying? Isn't it just to help you chase these people away? It's a piece of cake. Looking at Xiao Tang, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets knew. Senior definitely did not want to reveal his identity as an expert to the public so quickly. You're still the most reliable. Xiao Changtan looked at the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, touched. Senior, please wait here first. I'll go and get the news of a spirit tree seed for you now. At that time, outside the demon race, Mo Jin, who had been unconscious in the grass for 2 days, finally woke up slowly. Oh Yen, I'm in the bushes outside the door. Come and save me. After waking up, Mo Jin used all his strength to take out the message jade slip. It's Senior Brother. A message from Senior Brother. After receiving the news, Mo Yen brought his men to this place very quickly. They had searched for a long time in the fiend race, but they still could not find the fiend's seal. They thought that something had happened. These past few days, Mo Yen and Mo Shen had been extremely anxious. Senior Brother! Senior Brother! When Mo Yen saw the bloody figure in the grass, she was shocked. Was this really his invincible Senior Brother? How did it become like this? If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. Chapter 1042, Hurry Up and Set Off, 1. In Star Town, Xiao Changtian left quickly after receiving the news of the spirit tree seed. This time, the spirit tree seed was not in any dangerous place. Instead, he appeared in a small town in the northernmost part of the country. In order to avoid those people, Xiao Changtian ran out of Star Town as if he was running away. After Xiao Changtian left, the great elder of the Pavilion of Heavenly Secrets, the sect leader of the Starry Sky sect, and the sect leader of the Scorching Sun sect chased some of them away. However, there were still some people who didn't want to give up. They would only leave after seeing Xiao Changtian. And they didn't pay any attention to such scoundrels. Xiao Changtian looked at the map in his hand and sighed. This northern country is really far from this place. I wonder how long it will take to walk. Forget it, I'll just ride a snail. Just like that, Xiao Changtian began his journey to the north. At the same time, in the demon race. After half a month of hiding his strength and biding his time, the magic seal finally returned to normal. In this half a month, Mo Yen and Mo Shen had used almost all the natural treasures that the demon race had accumulated over the years in order to help their senior brother recover faster. Senior Brother! Senior Brother! You're finally awake. Seeing Mo Jin slowly open his eyes, Mo Yen and Mo Shen went forward excitedly and asked, Damn it! That person was too terrifying. After waking up, the devil seal still didn't forget the beating Xiao Changtian had given him. That beating seemed to have suppressed his soul, making him unable to resist even if he wanted to. Senior brother, didn't you say that Xiao Changshan's soul was destroyed by you? What was going on? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame didn't know why. Because Shi Xiang didn't need to lie to him about this matter. Shut up. After hearing Sacred Lord Demonic Flame's question, Emojin felt blood rush up his throat. He didn't expect that this person would be so careless and actually think that Xiao Changtian was dead. Oh right, on the day I return, call the guard standing at the door over. After a while, the guard slowly walked in. Because of his fear of the devil seal, he had never raised his head since the beginning. Senior brother, did you bring her? Why don't I interrogate him first? Yes. Looking at the guard with his head lowered, the anger on Emojin's face became even more exuberant. If it wasn't for the fact that he couldn't move, he would have gone up and snapped his neck. Before my senior brother returned, did he discover anything unusual? This guard was not on duty on the day Mo Yen went to find the magic seal, so he did not know what had happened. Lord Demonic Flame, something is wrong. However, I've dealt with it easily. Lord Mo Yen, you don't know. At that time, that spy was covered in blood and wanted to gain my sympathy. But how could I fall for such a trick? Thus, I quickly threw him into the grass at the side. Lord Mo Yen, I'm afraid that spy has long been scared away. After he was on duty, he went to the bushes to take a look. There was no one there, not even a corpse. Kid, come forward. After hearing this, Emojin laughed instead of getting angry. When the guard saw this, he was delighted. Could it be that he had really gotten rid of a troublesome spy? Is Senior Brother Demon Flame going to reward me? He was simply too happy. When he received the reward, he definitely wouldn't have to go to the door in the future. Come a little closer. Sir, do you have any rewards? In the end, the guard could not help but laugh out loud. Yes, of course there will be a reward. In an instant, Emojin broke his neck with a smile. Mo Yen, from today onwards, we must increase the strength of every Mo. Yes. However, that Xiao Changtian is really evil. Although I couldn't deal with him this time, I don't believe that no one in this world can deal with him. When Emojin thought of Xiao Changtian, his body started to tremble uncontrollably. Moreover, his face was in extreme pain. Senior brother, do you want to hire helpers to deal with Xiao Changtian? Sacred Lord Demonic Flame's eyes lit up. Now, I know that I am no longer Xiao Changshan's opponent, but I don't believe that Xiao Changtian is so powerful. If I can call that gentleman over, I'm afraid that Xiao Changtian will be instantly killed. Emojin looked into the distance and narrowed his eyes. At that time, Xiao Changtian was riding on a big snail, and it didn't take long for them to arrive. You snail, did you secretly speed up when I was sleeping? Looking at the huge snail beside him, Xiao Changtian was a little suspicious. It was hard not to be suspicious that he was able to run so quickly on such a long road. Woo! However, the snail was so scared that he broke out in a cold sweat. Was he going to be discovered? Forget it. Anyway, none of the things given by the system are reliable. This snail is fast. It's purely my illusion. Xiao Changtian didn't think much of it, because there was a large mountain road ahead, and there were many steep slopes on this road. Therefore, Xiao Changtian was prepared to walk over. It wasn't far ahead anyway. However, Xiao Changtian had just walked a short distance when he suddenly heard a scream. You damn thing! How dare you touch my sister? I'll fight it out with you. Xiao Changtian turned around and saw a man fighting a wolf in front of him. Not far away, a woman covered in blood leaned weakly against a tree. Save me. However, just when Xiao Changtian wanted to mind his own business, the woman seemed to have seen Xiao Changtian, so she asked Xiao Changtian for help in a hoarse voice. Forget it. He's such a pitiful person. I should save him myself. Then Xiao Changtian took out a herb from his space, crushed it and spat on it. The weak woman beside him was slightly surprised when she saw this. The injuries he suffered were not something that could be resolved with that little bit of medicinal herbs. However, in the next second, the woman changed her mind. She could feel a warm current flowing through the area covered by the herbs. Not long after, his wounds healed. Because she was too excited, she did not notice that the hidden injuries in her body had all disappeared. "Sister, don't worry. I've already taken care of that wolf." At this moment, the man from earlier ran over excitedly. If you find any errors, ads pop up, ads redirect, broken links, non-standard content, etc., please let us know reports so we can fix it as soon as possible. You're tuning in to the Passion Pages YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.